Dragons. Just the word itself carries a weight, an air of mystery that stirs something ancient within us. For thousands of years, across vast continents and diverse cultures, the myth of the dragon has been a part of the human story. These legendary creatures, born from the depths of our fears and dreams, have captured the imagination of countless generations. In the shadows of ancient mountains, in the depths of unexplored forests, and in the mysteries of the oceans, dragons have roared to life in the tales of those who sought to understand the world around them. They were more than just creatures of myth, they were symbols, woven into the fabric of human experience. In ancient China, the dragon was not a monster to be feared, but a powerful symbol of good fortune, strength, and wisdom. These dragons soared through the skies, controlling the rains that nourished the earth, and their presence was seen as a blessing. They were depicted with long, serpent-like bodies, whiskered faces, and eyes that glimmered with ancient knowledge. The people revered these dragons, offering them respect and adoration, believing that the dragons held the balance of nature in their mighty claws. In contrast, the dragons of Europe were often seen as fearsome beasts, hoarding treasure in the depths of dark caves or wreaking havoc on villages. These dragons, with their massive wings and fiery breath, were the embodiment of chaos and destruction. Heroes like St. George became legends for their bravery in slaying such dragons, their tales symbolizing the triumph of good over evil. These stories spoke to the fears of the unknown, the dangers that lurked in the unexplored corners of the world. But dragons were not always creatures of terror in the West. In some tales, they were wise guardians of ancient knowledge, keepers of secrets long forgotten by humankind. To meet a dragon in these stories was to be tested, to face one's deepest fears and desires. Only those pure of heart could earn the trust of a dragon and receive the wisdom it had to offer. In the vast deserts of the Middle East, the dragon took on a different form, one that slithered through the sands and skies alike. These dragons were often depicted as serpentine beings, creatures of both the earth and the heavens. They represented the primal forces of the universe, the struggle between life and death, order and chaos. The myths spoke of dragons born from the stars, their scales shimmering like the night sky, their breath a searing wind that could strip the flesh from bones. Yet, even in their fearsome power, there was a sense of respect, a recognition of the dragon's place in the grand design of creation. In the icy lands of the Norse, dragons were creatures of the earth, serpents that coiled around the roots of the world tree, Yggdrasil. These dragons, like Nidhogg, gnawed at the tree's roots, slowly bringing about the end of the world, Ragnarok. They were symbols of destruction and rebirth, embodying the cycle of life that the Norse people saw in the changing seasons, the relentless march of time. To encounter such a dragon in the sagas was to face the inevitable end, a reminder that all things must one day come to pass. In the jungles of Mesoamerica, dragons were known as feathered serpents, gods who brought life and knowledge to the people. Quetzalcoatl, the most famous of these, was a benevolent deity, his serpent form covered in brilliant feathers that shimmered like a rainbow. He was a creator god, a bringer of wisdom, and his presence was a source of hope and inspiration. The people saw in him the promise of renewal, the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth that governed all life. Across the world, from Africa to Oceania, dragons took on countless forms, each one reflecting the beliefs, fears, and hopes of the people who told their stories. In Africa, dragons were often linked to water, creatures of the rivers and lakes that could bring both life and death. They were seen as powerful spirits, to be respected and feared in equal measure. In Oceania, the dragon was a creature of the sea, a guardian of the deep who could summon storms or calm the waves with a flick of its tail. Throughout history, dragons have been more than just mythical beasts, they have been mirrors of the human soul. In them, we see our own fears and desires, our hopes and dreams. They are the embodiment of the unknown, the mysteries that lie beyond the horizon, in the depths of the earth, or in the vastness of the sky. Dragons are the guardians of those mysteries, challenging us to face them, to confront the darkness within ourselves and emerge stronger. As we trace the myths of dragons across cultures, it becomes clear that these creatures, though terrifying and awe-inspiring, are also deeply connected to the human experience. They represent the duality of life, the balance between creation and destruction, order and chaos, life and death. In every culture, the dragon is a reminder of the power and mystery of the world we live in, and the eternal struggle to understand our place within it. To speak of dragons is to speak of the very heart of mythology itself. These creatures, born from the imagination of countless cultures, have transcended time and place, becoming symbols that resonate with us even today. They remind us that, no matter how much we learn, there will always be mysteries that elude us, forces beyond our control, and wonders waiting to be discovered in the hidden corners of our world. And so, the dragon endures, a timeless figure that continues to captivate our hearts and minds, inspiring stories of adventure, bravery, and wisdom. Whether seen as a force of nature, a guardian of knowledge, or a harbinger of destruction, the dragon remains a powerful symbol of the human spirit, ever curious, ever striving, ever dreaming of what lies beyond the known world. In the shadows of ancient history, long before the world as we know it came into being, there were whispers of creatures that defied explanation. Creatures of unimaginable power, whose very presence sent shivers down the spines of those who dared speak their names. These were the dragons of old, beings whose stories were etched into the hearts and minds of ancient civilizations. Thousands of years ago, in the lands where human civilization first began to flourish, the myths of dragons were born. In the vast plains and fertile valleys of Mesopotamia, where the first cities rose from the earth, people looked to the skies and saw the dragon. The ancient Sumerians, Babylonians, and Assyrians told tales of monstrous serpents that slithered through the heavens, their scales shimmering like the stars. One such tale was that of Tiamat, a primordial goddess who took the form of a fearsome dragon. Tiamat was not just a creature of the earth, but a being of chaos, a force that represented the untamed, wild world that existed before order was brought forth. She was the mother of all dragons, and in the myths, she rose from the depths of the ocean, her mighty form twisting and coiling as she prepared to unleash her wrath upon the gods. It was said that when Tiamat roared, the heavens trembled, and the earth quaked in fear. But Tiamat was more than just a monster to be slain. She was a symbol of the raw, untamed power of nature, a force that could not be easily controlled. The ancient Mesopotamians feared and revered her in equal measure, understanding that in her, they saw both the beginning and the end of all things. To confront Tiamat was to confront the very essence of chaos itself. Further to the west, in the land of Egypt, dragons took on a different form. Here, the dragon was known as Apep, a serpent of darkness and chaos that threatened to swallow the sun and plunge the world into eternal night. Apep was the enemy of Ra, the sun god, and every night, as the sun set and the world was cloaked in darkness, the people of Egypt believed that Ra was battling Apep in the underworld. This was a struggle between light and darkness, order and chaos, life and death. The Egyptians believed that if Ra ever failed in his fight, Apep would devour the sun, and the world would be consumed by chaos. The fear of this eternal darkness was so great that priests would perform rituals to help Ra in his nightly battle, chanting spells and offering prayers to keep the dragon at bay. Apep was not just a myth, but a very real terror that haunted the ancient Egyptians, a reminder of the fragility of life and the constant threat of chaos. In the far reaches of the Indus Valley, in what is now modern-day India and Pakistan, the dragon was known by another name, Vitra. Vitra was a serpent of immense power, a dragon who hoarded the waters of the world, causing drought and famine. The people of the Indus Valley depended on the rivers for their survival, and the idea that a dragon could hold those waters hostage was a terrifying one. The myths tell of how Indra, the god of storms and war, was called upon to defeat Vitra. Armed with a thunderbolt given to him by the gods, Indra faced the dragon in a battle that shook the very foundations of the earth. When Indra struck Vitra down, the rivers were released, and life returned to the land. But even in death, Vitra remained a symbol of the destructive power of nature, a reminder that the forces that give life can also take it away. These ancient tales from Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley reveal a common thread. Dragons were not mere figments of imagination, but embodiments of the most primal forces in the world. They represented the chaos that lay just beyond the edge of human understanding, the power of nature that could not be tamed or controlled. In Mesopotamia, Tiamat was the embodiment of the chaotic sea, the source of all life and the threat of all destruction. In Egypt, Apep was the darkness that threatened to engulf the world, the eternal enemy of the sun. In the Indus Valley, Vitra was the dragon who withheld the life-giving waters, a force of drought and death. These dragons were not simply monsters to be defeated, they were symbols of the struggles that defined human existence. The battle between order and chaos, light and darkness, life and death, these were the themes that ran through the earliest dragon myths. And in those myths, the dragon was a figure of awe and terror, a reminder that there were forces in the world far greater than any human could hope to control. As people told these stories, generation after generation, they passed down more than just tales of monsters. They passed down their fears, their hopes, and their understanding of the world around them. The dragon became a part of the human experience, a way of making sense of the world's mysteries, of the things that could not be seen or understood. The earliest mentions of dragons in these ancient civilizations show us how deeply these creatures were embedded in the human psyche. They were more than just stories, they were reflections of the world as it was seen by those who lived in it. Through these dragons, ancient people expressed their fears of the unknown, their struggles against the forces of nature, and their hopes for survival in a world that was often harsh and unforgiving. And so, the dragon endured, not just as a creature of myth, but as a symbol of the eternal battle between order and chaos. Whether as a monstrous serpent in the depths of the ocean, a devourer of the sun, or a hoarder of the world's waters, the dragon was a figure that inspired both fear and respect. It was a reminder that, no matter how much we might wish to control the world around us, there are forces that will always remain beyond our grasp, forces that we must face with courage and humility. There's something timeless about dragons. These majestic, fearsome, awe-inspiring creatures have stirred the hearts and minds of people for centuries. Their very existence in myth and legend tells us something profound about the human condition, about our deepest fears, our highest hopes, and our endless quest for meaning. Dragons have always been more than mere monsters. They are symbols, embodying concepts that go beyond the physical world. In every culture that has told tales of dragons, these creatures have come to represent the most powerful forces in the universe. Some see dragons as symbols of chaos, the unpredictable, wild energy that threatens to upend everything. Others view them as guardians, protectors of the sacred, beings of immense power who stand watch over the world's mysteries. In ancient China, the dragon was not a creature to be feared but revered. It was a symbol of power, strength, and good fortune, woven into the very fabric of the culture. The dragon was believed to bring rain, which was vital for the survival of the crops and, by extension, the people. It represented the emperor, who was often called the son of the dragon, and its image was emblazoned on everything from the emperor's robes to the grandest buildings in the land. The Chinese dragon was a creature of the heavens, a symbol of the divine, and its presence was seen as a blessing. It was said to soar among the clouds, its long, serpentine body twisting gracefully through the air, bringing prosperity and peace to the land below. In the West, the dragon took on a different role. Here, dragons were often seen as the embodiment of chaos and destruction. They were fierce and terrifying, creatures that hoarded treasure in dark, forbidding caves, or who laid waste to entire villages with their fiery breath. The Western dragon was a symbol of the unknown, the dangers that lurk just beyond the boundaries of human understanding. Heroes like Beowulf and St. George became legends for their bravery in confronting these monsters, slaying them in epic battles that symbolized the triumph of order over chaos, of good over evil. But even in the West, dragons were not always purely evil. In some tales, they were wise, ancient beings, guardians of great knowledge and power. They were the keepers of secrets, the protectors of sacred places, and only those who were worthy could gain their trust. These dragons were not to be slain but to be respected, their wisdom sought by those who dared to approach them. The cultural significance of dragons extends far beyond their roles in individual stories. In the East, the dragon became a symbol of the life-giving force of nature, the balance that keeps the world in harmony. It was a symbol of the emperor's power, of the divine right to rule, and of the connection between heaven and earth. The dragon's influence could be seen in every aspect of Chinese culture, from the architecture of the palaces to the festivals that celebrated the dragon's presence in the world. In the West, the dragon symbolized the struggle between good and evil, order and chaos. It represented the challenges that humanity must face, the fears that must be conquered, and the unknown that must be explored. The Western dragon was a symbol of the wild, untamed forces of nature, the dangers that lay in wait for those who ventured too far from the safety of civilization. But despite these differences, there is a common thread that runs through both Eastern and Western dragon symbolism. In both cultures, the dragon represents power, power that can be used for good or for ill, power that must be respected and understood. In the East, this power is often seen as benevolent, a force that brings life and prosperity. In the West, it is more often seen as a force to be feared, a reminder of the dangers that lurk in the world. Yet, in both cases, the dragon is a symbol of something greater than itself. It is a representation of the forces that shape the world, the mysteries that lie beyond human understanding. Whether as a bringer of rain or a hoarder of treasure, the dragon stands as a reminder that there are powers in the world that are beyond our control, forces that we must respect and understand if we are to survive and thrive. The dragon's symbolism also extends to the concept of protection. In many cultures, dragons are seen as guardians, beings who watch over sacred places, treasures, and knowledge. In the East, the dragon often protects the emperor, the land, and the people, its presence a sign of divine favor and protection. In the West, dragons are sometimes seen as the guardians of hidden knowledge or ancient treasures, their role more ambiguous but still one of immense power and importance. In both cultures, the dragon's role as a protector is linked to its power. The dragon is not just a passive guardian but an active force that can both protect and destroy. This duality is at the heart of the dragon's symbolism. Its power is immense, and it can be both a force for good and a source of destruction. The dragon protects what is sacred, but it also challenges those who seek to take what it guards. Only those who are worthy, who understand the dragon's power and respect it, can hope to gain its favor or access the treasures it guards. This duality is perhaps the most powerful aspect of the dragon's symbolism. It represents the idea that power is not inherently good or evil, but it is how that power is used that determines its impact. In the East, the dragon's power brings life and prosperity, but it can also bring storms and floods. In the West, the dragon's power can destroy, but it can also protect and preserve. The dragon's symbolism is not just about power, chaos, or protection. It is about the human experience, the challenges we face, the mysteries we seek to understand, and the forces that shape our world. It is a symbol that resonates with us on a deep, emotional level, one that speaks to our fears, our hopes, and our dreams. The dragon is a creature of myth, but it is also a reflection of the human soul, a symbol of the eternal struggle between order and chaos, good and evil, life and death. In every culture that has told tales of dragons, these creatures have come to represent something profound, something that goes beyond the physical world. They are symbols of the most powerful forces in the universe, and their stories continue to captivate and inspire us, reminding us of the mysteries that lie at the heart of our existence. The dragon is a symbol that endures, one that continues to resonate with us, even in a world that has changed so much since the first tales of these majestic creatures were told. In the shadowy recesses of ancient temples and the whispered prayers of countless devotees, dragons have often loomed large. Their presence is felt not just in the physical world but in the spiritual realms, where they have taken on roles that range from protectors of the divine to harbingers of doom. Dragons have found their way into the sacred texts of various religions, becoming symbols of both awe and terror, embodying the divine mysteries that transcend the mortal world. In some traditions, dragons are revered as divine beings, manifestations of the gods themselves. In ancient China, the dragon was seen as a celestial being, a bridge between heaven and earth. It was believed to control the elements, particularly water, and its presence was a sign of divine favor. Temples were built in honor of the dragon, and rituals were performed to appease it, seeking its blessings for rain, prosperity, and protection. The dragon was not just a creature but a symbol of the divine order, a force that maintained the balance between the natural and the supernatural. In these rituals, the dragon was called upon as a guardian, a protector of the people and the land. Its image was carved into temple walls, its likeness painted on sacred scrolls, and its power invoked in prayers and offerings. The dragon was seen as a benevolent force, one that watched over humanity with a fierce, yet compassionate, gaze. The dragon's roar was the thunder in the sky, its breath the life-giving rain, and its scales the glittering stars that guided the faithful through the darkness of night. But not all dragons were seen as benevolent. In other cultures, dragons were feared as demonic beings, manifestations of chaos and destruction. In Christian tradition, the dragon is often depicted as a symbol of Satan, a malevolent force that opposes the divine order. The most famous of these is the dragon in the book of Revelation, a fearsome beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, whose very presence is a sign of the end times. This dragon is a symbol of ultimate evil, a creature that embodies the darkest aspects of existence, standing in stark opposition to the light of God. In this context, the dragon is not a guardian but a destroyer, a force that must be overcome to restore the world to its rightful order. The dragon's defeat is a central theme in Christian eschatology, representing the triumph of good over evil, of divine light over demonic darkness. Saints and angels are often depicted battling these dragons, their swords gleaming with holy light as they strike down the beasts that threaten the world. These battles are not just physical confrontations, but spiritual ones, symbolizing the eternal struggle between the forces of good and evil, a struggle that lies at the heart of the human soul. Yet even in its role as a demonic being, the dragon retains a sense of awe and mystery. It is a creature of immense power, one that cannot be easily understood or defeated. Its very existence challenges the boundaries between the sacred and the profane, the divine and the demonic. The dragon is a reminder of the duality of existence, of the light and darkness that coexist within the world and within ourselves. In Hindu mythology, the dragon takes on yet another form as the serpent demon Vitra, who is said to have swallowed the rivers and brought drought to the land. Vitra is a symbol of chaos, a force that disrupts the natural order and brings suffering to the people. But just as in Christian tradition, this dragon is ultimately defeated by a divine hero, in this case, the god Indra, who slays Vitra with his thunderbolt, releasing the waters and restoring life to the world. The story of Vitra is a powerful metaphor for the struggle between order and chaos, life and death, a struggle that is at the heart of many religious traditions. Dragons in religious texts are often more than just characters in a story, they are symbols of the forces that shape the universe. Whether as divine beings, demonic adversaries, or guardians of sacred knowledge, dragons represent the mysteries that lie beyond human comprehension. They are beings of immense power, their very existence a reminder of the vast, unknowable forces that govern the world. Even in faiths where dragons are not explicitly mentioned, their influence can be felt. The serpent in the Garden of Eden, for example, has often been associated with the dragon, representing the same themes of temptation, knowledge, and the fall from grace. The serpent's role in the story of Adam and Eve is a powerful one, embodying the idea of forbidden knowledge and the consequences of straying from the divine path. This connection between the serpent and the dragon is a reminder of the deep, symbolic power these creatures hold, their presence a sign of the profound mysteries that lie at the heart of human existence. In rituals, dragons are often invoked as protectors or destroyers, their power called upon to aid or to hinder. In some traditions, dragons are believed to guard the thresholds between worlds, standing watch over the gates to the afterlife or the realms of the gods. Their presence in these rituals is a sign of the sacred, a reminder that the divine is always present, watching, waiting, and sometimes acting through these magnificent creatures. The dragon's role in religion and spirituality is a complex one, reflecting the dual nature of these beings as both divine and demonic, protectors and destroyers. Their presence in religious texts and rituals speaks to the deep, symbolic power they hold, a power that resonates with us on a level that goes beyond the physical world. Whether revered as divine beings or feared as agents of chaos, dragons have always been a part of the spiritual landscape, their presence a sign of the mysteries that lie at the heart of the human experience. In every faith that has spoken of dragons, these creatures have taken on a role that goes beyond the physical, becoming symbols of the divine forces that shape the universe. Their stories are a reflection of the human soul, a mirror of our hopes, our fears, and our endless quest for understanding. The dragon, whether divine or demonic, is a symbol that endures, one that continues to captivate and inspire, a reminder of the profound mysteries that lie at the heart of existence. In the flickering glow of a fire, with shadows dancing on the walls of ancient caves and humble homes, stories were told, stories of dragons, mighty and terrifying, yet captivating to the heart. These tales, passed down through the generations, held the power to transport listeners to a world where the boundaries between the known and the unknown blurred, and where the mighty dragon roamed free. The storytellers, often elders of the community, spun these tales with a voice that resonated deep within, ensuring that the legacy of the dragon would live on, long after the flames had died down. Oral traditions were the lifeblood of ancient cultures, a way for communities to connect with their past and impart wisdom to the future. In these stories, dragons were not just creatures of legend, but symbols of the forces that shaped the world. They were embodiments of nature's fury and beauty, guardians of secrets, and the ultimate test of a hero's courage. As these tales were passed from one generation to the next, the dragon took on new shapes and meanings, evolving with the people who told its story. In the far reaches of northern Europe, where the cold winds howled and the night stretched long, the dragon was a creature of dread. The Norse sagas spoke of Fafnir, a once greedy dwarf turned into a dragon, whose lust for gold and power led him to a cursed fate. His story was told by the fire on long winter nights, a warning to those who would let their greed consume them. The tale of Fafnir was more than just a story, it was a moral lesson wrapped in the scales of a dragon, a reminder of the dangers that lay within the human heart. Across the seas and the lands of the Celts, the dragon was a protector, a guardian of the land and its people. The red dragon of Wales, Ydraig Gach, was a symbol of strength and resilience, a creature that defended its home against all threats. The tales of the red dragon were woven into the very fabric of Welsh identity, a symbol that united the people in times of war and peace. Children grew up hearing stories of the dragon's bravery, of how it battled the invading white dragon, a symbol of the Saxons, and emerged victorious. These tales were a source of pride, a reminder of the strength that lay in unity and the enduring spirit of the Welsh people. In the East, the dragon was a creature of wonder and reverence. In China, the dragon was not a beast to be feared but a symbol of imperial power, a creature that controlled the rivers and brought rain to the fields. The stories of the dragon were told during the New Year's celebrations, a time when the dragon was believed to return to the earth, bringing prosperity and good fortune. The dragon dance, a tradition that continues to this day, is a living testament to the power of these oral traditions. The dancers, moving in perfect harmony, become the dragon, their every movement a reflection of the stories that have been told for centuries. These stories were more than just entertainment, they were a way to connect with the divine, to honor the dragon and ensure its continued favor. In the deserts of the Middle East, where the sun blazed hot and the nights were cold and clear, the dragon was a creature of chaos, a symbol of the forces that threatened to unravel the world. The ancient Mesopotamians told stories of Tiamat, the primordial dragon goddess, who embodied the chaos of the seas. Her battle with the god Marduk was a story of creation and destruction, a tale that explained the very origins of the world. This story was passed down through the generations, a reminder of the thin line between order and chaos, and the power of the dragon that lay at the heart of it all. Even in the jungles of the Amazon, where the forests whispered secrets and the rivers ran deep, the dragon found its place in the oral traditions of the people. The tribes of the Amazon spoke of the Yakamama, the mother of the waters, a giant serpent-like dragon that guarded the rivers and lakes. The Yakamama was both feared and revered, a creature that could bring life with its waters or death with its fury. The stories of the Yakamama were told by the riverbank, where the sound of the water mixed with the voices of the storytellers, creating a rhythm that echoed through the forest. These tales were a way for the people to understand their world, to make sense of the forces that shaped their lives. Oral traditions were more than just a means of passing down stories, they were a way of preserving the very soul of a culture. In these tales, the dragon was a reflection of the values, fears, and hopes of the people who told its story. The dragon could be a protector or a destroyer, a creature of wisdom or a force of chaos. But no matter its form, the dragon was always a being of immense power, a creature that commanded respect and awe. As these stories were told and retold, the dragon became a symbol that transcended its origins. It became a part of the collective memory, a creature that connected generations and bound them together in a shared understanding of the world. The dragon story was not just a story of a creature, but a story of the people who told it, a story of their struggles, their triumphs, and their place in the world. In the end, the dragon's tale is a testament to the power of oral traditions, a reminder of the enduring nature of these stories and the emotions they evoke. The dragon may change its form, but its essence remains the same, a creature that continues to inspire, to terrify, and to captivate. And as long as there are voices to tell its story, the dragon will live on, a symbol of the eternal connection between the past, the present, and the future. There is something timeless in the quest for the oldest dragon. It's a search that reaches beyond mere curiosity, deep into the heart of human history, where myths and legends were born in the fires of imagination. Across the world, stories of dragons have been told, each carrying the weight of countless generations. But among these tales, there is one dragon, one ancient being, that holds the title of the oldest. The search for this dragon is not just about finding a name or a story, it's about uncovering the very origins of our fear, our wonder, and our endless fascination with these magnificent creatures. To embark on this search, one must first understand what it means to be the oldest dragon. Is it the first mention of a dragon in recorded history, the earliest carved image in stone, or the deepest echo of a story told by a long-forgotten tribe? The criteria for identifying the oldest dragon are as elusive as the creatures themselves, hidden in the mists of time, where fact and fiction blend seamlessly. It's a search that requires looking beyond the obvious, delving into the whispers of ancient civilizations, where the dragon first took shape in the minds of people. One must consider the essence of the dragon, its power, its majesty, its ability to transcend the physical world and become something more, something eternal. The oldest dragon is not just a creature, it's an idea, a symbol that has endured through the ages, evolving yet remaining constant in its core. It represents the primal forces of nature, the mysteries of the unknown, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. To find the oldest dragon, we must seek out the stories that capture this essence, the tales that have stood the test of time and continue to resonate with us today. In the ancient world, there were many contenders for the title of the oldest dragon. Among them is Tiamat, the primordial dragon of Mesopotamian mythology. Tiamat was not just a dragon, she was the mother of all dragons, a being of chaos and creation, who gave birth to the gods themselves. Her story is one of cosmic battles, where order and chaos clashed in a struggle that shaped the very universe. Tiamat's tale is ancient, older than the oldest cities, older than written language itself. She is a strong contender, her presence felt in the very foundations of human mythology. Then there is the Egyptian Apep, the serpent of the underworld, a dragon-like being who embodies the eternal struggle between light and darkness. Apep, also known as Apophis, was the enemy of Ra, the sun god, and every night, as Ra journeyed through the underworld, Apep would rise to challenge him. This battle was not just a myth, but a reflection of the daily cycle of the sun, a reminder of the eternal struggle between life and death. Apep's story is one of resistance, of darkness that can never be fully defeated, only held at bay. His presence in Egyptian mythology is ancient, rooted in the very beginning of time. In the Indus Valley, the serpent dragon Vitra is another ancient contender. Vitra was a demon of drought and chaos, who held back the waters and brought suffering to the world. It was only through the heroic efforts of Indra, the thunder god, that Vitra was finally defeated, releasing the waters and bringing life back to the earth. Vitra's story is one of destruction and rebirth, a cycle that mirrors the rhythms of nature itself. This ancient dragon, with his roots in one of the world's earliest civilizations, carries with him the weight of centuries of belief, making him a strong candidate for the oldest dragon. These ancient beings, Tiamat, Apep, and Vitra, each carry the essence of the dragon in their stories. They are beings of immense power, embodiments of chaos and order, life and death. They are not just creatures of myth, but symbols of the forces that shape our world. The search for the oldest dragon is a journey through these stories, seeking out the one that first captured the imagination of humanity, the one that laid the foundation for all the dragons that would come after. But the search does not end with these ancient civilizations. There are other dragons, in other parts of the world, whose stories are just as old, just as powerful. In China, the dragon is a creature of immense significance, a symbol of the emperor, of the heavens, and of the natural world. The Chinese dragon, or Long, is not a being of chaos but of balance and harmony, a creature that embodies the duality of the universe. The origins of the Chinese dragon are ancient, reaching back to the earliest dynasties, where dragon motifs adorned the pottery and jade carvings of the time. This dragon is not just a contender but a living symbol, its influence felt throughout Chinese culture to this day. In the jungles of the Amazon, the Yakamama, the mother of the waters, is another ancient dragon-like being. She is not as well known as Tiamat or Apep, but her presence in the oral traditions of the indigenous peoples of the Amazon is just as powerful. The Yakamama is a guardian, a protector of the rivers and the life they sustain. Her story is one of balance, of the delicate relationship between humans and nature. The Yakamama's tale is ancient, passed down through generations, and she too stands as a contender for the title of the oldest dragon. The search for the oldest dragon is not just about finding a single story, a single name. It's about understanding the role of the dragon in human history and the collective consciousness of civilizations long gone. Each contender brings with it a unique perspective, a different facet of the dragon's enduring legacy. Tiamat, Apep, Vitra, Long, and Yakamama, each of these beings has left an indelible mark on the world, their stories woven into the fabric of human culture. In the end, the search for the oldest dragon is a journey through the depths of time, where the echoes of ancient stories still resonate. It's a quest that touches the heart, stirring emotions that have been felt by countless generations before us. The oldest dragon, whether it is Tiamat, Apep, Vitra, or another, is more than just a myth. It is a symbol of the enduring power of the human imagination, a reminder that, no matter how much time passes, some stories will never fade away. They will live on, in the hearts and minds of those who seek them out, just as they have for thousands of years. In the dark and distant past, long before the first cities rose from the earth, there existed a being so powerful, so ancient, that her very name whispered of chaos. Tiamat. She was not just a dragon, she was the embodiment of primordial chaos, a force that existed before time itself. Her story, woven into the fabric of the Babylonian creation epic, the Enuma Elish, is one of unimaginable power, of creation born from destruction, and of a struggle that shaped the very cosmos. Tiamat's tale begins in a time when there was no earth, no sky, only the swirling waters of chaos. From these waters, Tiamat and her consort Apsu emerged, the first beings in existence. Together, they gave birth to the gods, the first of their kind, who would go on to shape the world. But as the gods grew in power, they became unruly, disturbing the peace of the primordial waters. Apsu, weary of their noise, sought to destroy them, but he was betrayed and slain by his own offspring. Tiamat, grief-stricken and enraged by the loss of her consort, vowed revenge. Her wrath was the fury of chaos itself, a force that could not be tamed or reasoned with. Tiamat's form was terrifying, a dragon of immense size and power, with a body that stretched across the heavens. She created an army of monstrous creatures to aid her in her vengeance, beings born of chaos, with serpentine bodies, venomous fangs, and wings that could blot out the sun. Tiamat herself became a symbol of the untamed forces of nature, of the chaos that lies just beneath the surface of creation, waiting to be unleashed. The gods, fearful of Tiamat's wrath, sought a champion to stand against her. Marduk, the young and courageous god of Babylon, stepped forward, promising to defeat Tiamat if he were given supreme authority over the gods. Desperate, they agreed, and Marduk prepared for battle, arming himself with powerful weapons and a net to ensnare the dragon. The clash between Marduk and Tiamat was not just a battle, it was a cosmic struggle, a fight between order and chaos, light and darkness. Tiamat's roar shook the heavens, her breath scorching the earth, as she fought with all the fury of the ancient waters. But Marduk, with his strength and cunning, managed to trap Tiamat in his net. He unleashed the four winds, which filled her with air, distending her body until she could fight no more. With a final blow, Marduk split Tiamat in two, her body falling to the earth in a shower of blood and scales. From her severed body, Marduk created the world. Her upper half became the sky, her lower half the earth, and her blood the rivers and seas. Tiamat's defeat was not just the end of a battle, it was the beginning of creation. From the chaos of her body, the ordered world was born, and Marduk was hailed as the king of the gods. But even in death, Tiamat's presence lingered. The world that Marduk created was built on her remains, a reminder that chaos and order are forever intertwined, that creation is born from destruction, and that the forces of nature are both creative and destructive. Tiamat's story is one of the oldest dragon myths in the world, a tale that has echoed through the ages, influencing countless other myths and legends. She is the mother of all dragons, the embodiment of the untamed forces of nature, and a symbol of the power of chaos. Her tale is a reminder that even in the most ordered of worlds, chaos is never far away, and that the forces that created the world can just as easily destroy it. In the Enuma Elish, Tiamat's role is not just that of a villain, she is a creator as much as she is a destroyer. Her children, the gods, were born from her, and even in her death, she gave birth to the world itself. Tiamat's story is a reflection of the ancient Mesopotamian understanding of the world, where chaos and order were not opposites, but two sides of the same coin, each necessary for the existence of the other. The myth of Tiamat is not just a story, it is a window into the soul of an ancient civilization, a glimpse into the fears and hopes of a people who saw the world as a fragile balance between creation and destruction. Tiamat's presence in the Enuma Elish is a testament to the enduring power of the dragon as a symbol, a being that represents the untamed, the unknown, and the uncontrollable forces that shape our world. Her story, though ancient, continues to resonate, reminding us that even in the most ordered of worlds, chaos is never far away. Tiamat, the primordial chaos dragon, remains a powerful symbol of the forces that lie just beneath the surface, waiting to be unleashed. She is a reminder that creation and destruction are intertwined, that from the chaos of the past, the world we know was born. In the mists of ancient China, when the world was still young and the heavens and earth were not yet divided, there existed a dragon whose power was revered, feared, and celebrated by all who heard his name. Englong, the mighty dragon, was not just a creature of legend, he was the essence of life itself, a being whose very presence was entwined with the elements that sustained humanity. His name whispered across the lands like the first breath of spring, bringing hope to the parched earth and life to the withering fields. Englong was no ordinary dragon. He was a celestial being, born from the heart of the heavens, with scales that shimmered like 1,000 stars and a body that coiled through the skies like a river of molten gold. His eyes, deep and endless, held the wisdom of ages, and his breath carried the promise of rain. To the ancient Chinese, he was the embodiment of rain, rivers, and the life-giving waters that nourished the earth. In a land where the balance of life and death often hinged on the whims of the elements, Englong was a symbol of both hope and fear, a dragon whose favor could mean the difference between abundance and famine. The legend of Englong is one of the oldest known dragon myths in China, a tale that has been passed down through generations, each retelling adding layers of meaning and reverence. It is said that in the early days of the world, the land was barren and dry, the rivers were nothing more than shallow streams, and the people suffered greatly from the lack of water. The emperor, desperate to save his people, prayed to the heavens for a miracle. And from the heavens, Englong descended, his massive wings stirring the air, his roar shaking the mountains, and his presence bringing with it dark clouds heavy with rain. Englong, seeing the suffering of the people, took pity on them. He flew over the land, his breath filling the sky with storm clouds, his scales gleaming with the light of 1,000 suns. As he soared, rain began to fall, gentle at first, then stronger, until the rivers swelled and the earth drank deeply. The dry fields burst into life, green shoots pushing through the soil, flowers blooming in a riot of colors. The people rejoiced, offering their deepest thanks to Englong, who had saved them from certain death. But Englong was more than just a bringer of rain. He was also a protector, a dragon who watched over the land and its people with a fierce and unyielding gaze. He was said to have fought against great evils, his power unmatched, his courage unwavering. In one of the most famous legends, Ing Long is said to have aided the Yellow Emperor in his battles against the forces of chaos that threatened to engulf the world. With his mighty tail, he swept away armies of demons, and with his powerful claws, he carved rivers into the earth, shaping the land so that it would sustain life for generations to come. Ing Long's association with rivers and rain made him a central figure in the rituals and ceremonies of ancient China. Emperors, seeking to legitimize their rule, would invoke Ing Long's name, claiming his favor as a sign of their divine right to govern. They would pray to him for rain in times of drought, offering sacrifices and performing elaborate ceremonies to win his favor. For the people, Ing Long was a guardian, a dragon who brought the rains that sustained their crops, filled their rivers, and ensured their survival. But Ing Long's power was not just in his ability to control the elements, it was also in his deep connection to the ancient emperors of China. He was believed to have been a companion to these rulers, guiding them with his wisdom, protecting them with his strength, and ensuring that their reigns were just and prosperous. The bond between Ing Long and the emperors was a sacred one, a relationship built on mutual respect and a shared responsibility for the well-being of the land and its people. Ing Long's story is a testament to the deep reverence that the ancient Chinese had for dragons, seeing them not just as powerful creatures, but as beings who were deeply connected to the very fabric of life. To invoke Ing Long was to call upon the forces of nature itself, to ask for rain, for protection, for guidance. His name became synonymous with the life-giving waters that flowed through the rivers of China, with the rain that brought life to the fields, and with the wisdom and strength that were the hallmarks of a just and noble ruler. Even today, the legend of Ing Long continues to be told, his story a reminder of the power of the dragon, of the deep connection between the natural world and the divine, and of the importance of balance and harmony in all things. Ing Long, the Rainbringer, the Protector, the companion of emperors, remains one of the most revered dragons in Chinese mythology, his legacy a testament to the enduring power of the dragon as a symbol of life, strength, and wisdom. In the heart of ancient Egypt, where the sun's golden rays bathed the desert sands, a battle of cosmic proportions raged every single night. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the land, the people knew that Ra, the mighty sun god, was embarking on his perilous journey through the underworld. But this journey was far from peaceful. In the darkness, a force of unimaginable chaos awaited him, Apep, the serpent of chaos, the eternal enemy of light. Apep was no ordinary serpent. His form was vast, stretching endlessly through the shadows, his scales glistening with a dark, malevolent energy. His eyes burned with hatred, his fangs dripped with venom potent enough to destroy the very fabric of existence. Apep was chaos incarnate, the embodiment of everything that was wild, unpredictable, and destructive. To the ancient Egyptians, he was the darkness that sought to swallow the world, the enemy of Ma'at, the principle of order and balance. Every night, as Ra embarked on his journey through the Duat, the underworld, Apep would rise from the depths, ready to devour the sun and plunge the world into eternal darkness. This battle was not just a physical struggle, it was a fight for the very soul of the world. Ra, carrying the light of day, was the hope of the people, the promise that the sun would rise again. Apep, in contrast, was the terror of the unknown, the fear that chaos would overwhelm and consume all that was good. The myth of Apep is one of the most powerful stories in Egyptian mythology, a tale that resonated deeply with the people who lived under the scorching sun and the cool, starry skies. It was a story that explained the daily cycle of night and day, life and death, order and chaos. And at the heart of this story was the eternal battle between Ra and Apep, a struggle that defined the very existence of the universe. In the darkness of the underworld, as Ra sailed on his celestial boat, Apep would strike. His massive coils would rise from the depths, wrapping around the boat, trying to crush it and extinguish the light. The struggle was fierce, the outcome uncertain. The ancient Egyptians believed that if Ra ever lost this battle, Apep would swallow the sun, and the world would be plunged into eternal night. It was a thought that filled their hearts with dread, for without the sun, life as they knew it would cease to exist. But Ra was not alone in this fight. He was accompanied by a host of gods and spirits who aided him in his nightly battle. They wielded weapons of light and magic, striking at Apep, driving him back into the darkness. Among them was Set, the god of storms and chaos, who, despite his own wild nature, fought valiantly against Apep, understanding that even chaos had to bow to the greater order of the universe. The people of Egypt played their part in this cosmic struggle too. During eclipses, when it seemed as though Apep might be gaining the upper hand, they would gather together, raising their voices in prayer and song, banging drums, and clashing cymbals to frighten Apep and give Ra the strength to defeat him. They knew that their very existence depended on Ra's victory, and they poured all their hopes and fears into these moments, willing the sun to rise again. The myth of Apep and Ra was more than just a story. It was a reflection of the eternal struggle between light and darkness, order and chaos, life and death. It spoke to the fears and hopes of the ancient Egyptians, reminding them that even in the darkest of times, the light would return, that chaos could be beaten back, and that life would go on. Apep's battle with Ra was not just a nightly occurrence, it was a metaphor for the struggles that the people themselves faced in their daily lives. Just as Ra fought Apep, they too had to fight against the forces of chaos in their own lives, be it famine, disease, or the unpredictability of the Nile's floods. But just as Ra emerged victorious every morning, bringing light and life back to the world, they too could overcome the challenges they faced, finding order and balance in the chaos. The story of Apep is one of both terror and hope. He was a monster born from the darkest corners of the cosmos, a serpent whose very existence was a threat to the world. Yet, his story also reminds us of the resilience of light, the power of hope, and the belief that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, the dawn will come. In every sunrise, the Egyptians saw the triumph of Ra over Apep, the victory of order over chaos, of life over death. It was a victory that was hard-won, a battle that had to be fought every single night, but it was a victory that gave them the strength to face another day. For as long as Ra sailed through the heavens, the people knew that no matter how dark the night, the sun would rise again, and the world would be bathed in light once more. Apep, the serpent of chaos, continues to slither through the annals of history, a symbol of the darkness that lurks at the edges of our world, always threatening, always waiting. But just as Ra defeated him time and time again, we too can find the strength to face our own Apep, our own fears and uncertainties, knowing that the light within us is stronger than any darkness that might come our way. In the ancient lands of India, where the sacred rivers flowed and the gods walked among mortals, there was a time when a great darkness threatened the very essence of life. This darkness was embodied by Vitra, a dragon of fearsome power and ancient menace. His name echoed through the Rigveda, the ancient scripture that holds the earliest memories of the people, a reminder of the struggle between light and shadow, chaos and order. Vitra was not just any dragon. He was a serpent of monstrous size, his scales as hard as iron and his eyes burning with an implacable rage. He coiled around the world like a serpent, a shadow cast over the land, his very presence causing the rivers to dry up and the fields to wither. To the people who revered the natural world, Vitra's tyranny was a blight upon their existence, a force that threatened to extinguish the light and life they depended upon. In the heart of this turmoil stood Indra, the mighty god of thunder and storms, the champion of the gods and the defender of order. Indra, with his thunderbolt weapon, was the beacon of hope, the divine force who could restore balance to the world. The battle between Indra and Vitra was not just a fight between two beings, it was a cosmic struggle that embodied the very essence of existence itself. The story of their confrontation is a tale of epic proportions, filled with tension and emotion. As the gods looked on, Indra prepared for the battle that would decide the fate of the world. The people prayed, their voices filled with desperation and hope, knowing that the outcome of this clash would determine their survival. Indra's struggle against Vitra was fierce and relentless. The dragon's vast body writhed and twisted, each movement a threat to the heavens and the earth. He roared with a sound that shook the mountains, his breath a suffocating darkness that choked the life out of everything it touched. But Indra, undaunted by the terror that Vitra represented, took up his thunderbolt and charged into the fray. With each strike, Indra fought with the strength of 1,000 storms, his power a counter to Vitra's darkness. The battle was not just physical, it was a clash of wills, a test of endurance and resolve. Indra's determination was matched only by Vritra's ferocity, each blow a testament to their immense power and the stakes of their struggle. In the final moments of their battle, as the heavens trembled and the earth shook, Indra unleashed a mighty blow that pierced through Vritra's defenses. The dragon's roar turned into a guttural, defeated cry as he fell to the ground, his immense body finally vanquished. With Vritra's fall, the rivers that had been blocked began to flow once more, and the land that had been parched and lifeless burst into green vitality. The skies cleared, the sun shone brighter, and the world breathed a sigh of relief. Indra's victory over Vitra was more than just a personal triumph, it was a restoration of balance and harmony. In the Rigveda, this story is not only a myth of gods and dragons, but a reflection of the eternal struggle between light and darkness, chaos and order. Vritra's defeat symbolized the triumph of divine will and natural order over the forces that sought to disrupt and destroy. For the people of ancient India, the tale of Vitra was a source of inspiration and hope. It reminded them that even in the face of overwhelming odds, victory was possible through courage, strength, and determination. It was a story that resonated deeply, echoing through the ages as a reminder of the power of the divine to overcome the forces of chaos and to restore balance to the world. As the story of Vitra was passed down through generations, it became more than just a tale of gods and dragons. It became a part of the cultural fabric, a symbol of the triumph of good over evil, of light over darkness. It spoke to the hearts of those who heard it, a reminder that no matter how dire the situation, there was always a chance for redemption and renewal. The legacy of Vitra, the dragon defeated by Indra, is a poignant reminder of the struggles faced by humanity and the divine forces that stand ready to protect and restore. It is a story that touches the soul, evoking emotions of fear, hope, and triumph, and it continues to resonate with those who seek to understand the timeless struggle between chaos and order. In the ancient whispers of creation, where the first moments of the cosmos were born from chaos, dragons emerged as primal forces shaping the world. These majestic creatures, imbued with awe-inspiring power and mystery, played pivotal roles in the stories that shaped our understanding of the universe. In the misty dawn of creation, dragons were not merely creatures but elemental beings whose very existence sculpted the fabric of reality. Their presence was as much a part of the world's creation as the gods themselves, embodying the raw, untamed forces that gave shape and order to the cosmos. One of the most vivid depictions of dragons in creation myths comes from ancient China. Here, the dragon was not just a fearsome beast but a symbol of cosmic harmony and power. The primordial dragon, Yinglong, stirred the earth and skies, its coils weaving through the void to form the very landscape. As the dragon moved, mountains rose, rivers carved their paths, and the heavens themselves were shaped by its mighty tail. Yinglong's breath was said to be the wind and the rain, essential elements that nurtured the world into existence. The dragon's role was not merely to create, but to imbue the world with life and balance, its presence a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. In Norse mythology, the dragon Nidhogg dwelled in the roots of Yggdrasil, the world tree. This dragon's role was complex, intertwining with the very essence of the cosmos. Nidhogg gnawed at the roots of Yggdrasil, a symbol of the destruction that must accompany creation. While seemingly a force of decay, Nidhogg's actions were integral to the cycle of life and death, ensuring that new life could arise from the old. The dragon's relentless hunger was a reminder of the balance between creation and destruction, showing how the world is perpetually shaped by the interplay of these forces. In the Mesopotamian myth of Tiamat, the dragon was the embodiment of primordial chaos. Tiamat's fierce and turbulent nature stood at the dawn of creation, her form a chaotic sea of swirling waters. Her battle against the god Marduk was not just a struggle between deities but a cosmic clash that resulted in the formation of the world. Marduk's victory over Tiamat led to the splitting of her body, which became the heavens and the earth. Through her defeat, order emerged from chaos, illustrating how dragons in creation myths often represented the chaotic forces that gods had to overcome to bring order to the universe. In the Indian myth of Vitra, the dragon's role was equally profound. Vitra, a colossal serpent, held back the waters of creation, trapping them in the depths and preventing the world from flourishing. When the god Indra defeated Vitra, the waters were freed, allowing rivers and life to flow freely across the earth. Vitra's defeat was not merely a triumph of good over evil but a crucial moment in the world's creation, demonstrating how dragons could symbolize obstacles that needed to be overcome to bring about the world's fullness and prosperity. These ancient tales reflect a deep understanding of dragons as integral to the process of creation. They were not just mythical beings, but symbols of the forces that shape, challenge, and sustain the world. Their battles and transformations were metaphors for the cosmic processes that forged the universe, blending chaos and order to create a harmonious whole. The role of dragons in these myths highlights their significance as archetypal forces in the creation of worlds. Their actions and struggles embody the complex interplay of elements that make up the cosmos, from the shaping of landscapes to the establishment of order from chaos. Through their mighty deeds, dragons became emblematic of the primal energies that continue to resonate in the stories of creation, reminding us of the enduring power of these ancient symbols in our understanding of the universe. In the heart of mythology, where the lines between gods and monsters blur into legends, the clash between gods and dragons stands as a testament to the raw power and enduring drama of these ancient stories. These epic battles are more than just tales of heroism, they are the embodiment of cosmic struggles that define the very fabric of existence. The skies darken, thunder rumbles, and the world itself seems to hold its breath as gods face off against dragons. These battles are not mere skirmishes but cataclysmic events that echo through the ages, shaping the myths and legends that we inherit. In Norse mythology, one of the most dramatic conflicts is between Thor, the thunder god, and the Midgard serpent, Jormungandr. This serpent, coiled around the earth, was destined to rise against Thor during Ragnarok, the end of the world. The tension builds as Thor's hammer meets the serpent's scales, each clash a thunderous reminder of the world's impending doom. This battle is more than a clash of strength, it symbolizes the struggle between order and chaos, the inevitable cycle of destruction and rebirth. Thor's ultimate confrontation with Jormungandr is a vivid portrayal of the sacrifices and struggles inherent in the preservation of cosmic order. Similarly, in Greek mythology, the story of Zeus and Typhon reveals a dramatic struggle between divine power and primordial chaos. Typhon, a monstrous dragon with 100 heads, sought to overthrow the gods and plunged the world into darkness. The heavens themselves shook as Typhon challenged Zeus, the king of the gods. Zeus's lightning bolts flashed like the fury of the storm, clashing against Typhon's fiery breath. The battle was not merely a fight for supremacy but a struggle to maintain the divine order that Zeus had established. In the end, Zeus's victory ensured the stability of the cosmos, highlighting the god's role in maintaining balance against the forces that threatened to undo it. In Chinese mythology, the tale of the dragon and the thunder god, Lei Gong, reflects a different but equally profound struggle. Dragons in Chinese myths are often seen as powerful and benevolent creatures, but when they became malevolent, they clashed with gods like Lei Gong, who wielded the power of thunder. This conflict wasn't just about brute force, but about restoring harmony and ensuring that the natural order was respected. The battle between Lei Gong and the dragon serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between the forces of nature and the divine will. In Hindu mythology, the battle between Vishnu and the serpent king, Vasuki, unfolds in a story of cosmic significance. Vasuki, a massive serpent, was involved in the churning of the ocean to obtain the nectar of immortality. The tension between Vishnu, who supports the gods, and Vasuki, who represents the forces of chaos, highlights the struggle for cosmic balance. Vishnu's role in this battle reflects the ongoing effort to reconcile the chaotic elements of existence with the divine order, ensuring that creation and destruction are harmoniously balanced. These epic battles between gods and dragons are more than thrilling stories, they are deeply symbolic conflicts that resonate through the fabric of mythology. They represent the eternal struggle between order and chaos, creation and destruction. Each clash is a dramatic portrayal of the challenges faced by the divine in maintaining balance in the universe. The gods, armed with their divine powers and unwavering resolve, confront the dragons, whose chaotic and often destructive nature threatens the cosmic equilibrium. Through these battles, we glimpse the ancient understanding of the world as a place where harmony is constantly tested by the forces of disorder. The gods' victories over the dragons are not just tales of heroism, but profound statements about the nature of existence. They remind us that the world we live in is shaped by the ongoing struggle to maintain balance, and that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, there is hope for renewal and order. As the echoes of these ancient battles resound through the ages, they remind us of the enduring power of these myths. They continue to captivate our imagination, offering a glimpse into the timeless struggle between the forces that shape our world. In the dim glow of ancient fires, amidst the whispered secrets of forgotten eras, dragons have long been known not only for their fearsome might, but also for their role as guardians of sacred knowledge. These mythical creatures are often depicted as the vigilant protectors of profound truths and hidden treasures, their scales shimmering with the weight of the ages. In countless tales across the world, dragons are entrusted with secrets so powerful that only they, with their immense strength and timeless wisdom, could guard them. These ancient beings, with their watchful eyes and fierce loyalty, stand as sentinels at the threshold of knowledge, ensuring that only the worthy may access the treasures they protect. In Greek mythology, the dragon Ladon guarded the golden apples in the Garden of the Hesperides. These apples, symbols of immortality and divine favor, were not merely fruits, but the embodiment of sacred knowledge and eternal life. Ladon's role as the guardian of this precious bounty was not just a matter of physical protection, but a deeper, symbolic safeguard against those who sought to claim divine wisdom without merit. The dragon's ceaseless vigilance over the garden's treasures reflects the profound understanding that true knowledge and power must be earned and respected. In Chinese folklore, the dragon often serves as a protector of ancient wisdom and sacred locations. The celestial dragon, who resides in the heavens, is believed to guard the sacred books and scrolls that hold the secrets of the universe. These texts, revered for their spiritual and cosmic insights, are said to be kept under the dragon's watchful eye, ensuring that their profound truths remain untainted and accessible only to those who seek them with pure intent. The dragon's role as a guardian highlights a cultural reverence for the sanctity of knowledge and the importance of protecting it from misuse. In Norse mythology, the dragon Fafnir, transformed from a once noble dwarf into a fearsome beast, guarded a hoard of treasure including the legendary Ring of Power. This treasure, accumulated from centuries of greed and betrayal, was protected by Fafnir's relentless fury. While Fafnir's story is steeped in themes of corruption and greed, it also underscores the ancient belief that great power and knowledge must be protected with vigilance. The dragon's fierce defense of the hoard serves as a testament to the idea that profound truths and treasures are often intertwined with complex and sometimes dangerous legacies. In the heart of the Himalayas, Tibetan myths speak of dragons known as Nagas, who guard sacred mountain peaks and ancient relics. These dragons are seen not just as protectors, but as guardians of the spiritual and mystical knowledge held within the sacred sites they protect. The Naga's role extends beyond mere physical protection. They are the keepers of wisdom and spiritual enlightenment, their presence a reminder of the deep connection between the natural and the spiritual worlds. Their vigilance ensures that the sacred knowledge remains pure and revered, available only to those who approach with respect and understanding. In each of these myths, the role of dragons as guardians of sacred knowledge transcends their fearsome appearances. They embody the idea that true wisdom is both powerful and delicate, deserving of respect and protection. Their presence as sentinels of ancient secrets reminds us of the profound value of knowledge and the reverence with which it should be approached. These dragons, with their eternal watch and unyielding strength, symbolize the timeless connection between wisdom and guardianship, ensuring that the secrets of the ages are preserved and protected for those who seek them with honor and integrity. In the shadowy depths of ancient mythologies, dragons have long been entwined with the mysteries of the afterlife and the underworld. These formidable creatures are not merely symbols of power, but also guardians and guides in the realm of the dead, their roles deeply embedded in the cycle of life and death. In ancient Egyptian mythology, the dragon-like creature Apep, or Apep, was a serpent of chaos that lurked in the underworld. Each night, as the sun god Ra traveled through the dark realms, Apep awaited, threatening to swallow Ra and plunge the world into eternal darkness. The nightly struggle between Ra and Apep was not just a battle between light and dark, but a profound representation of the struggle against the forces that threaten the cycle of life. The gods' victory over Apep ensured that the sun would rise again, symbolizing hope and the continuity of life after death. This eternal conflict underscores the dragon's role as both a harbinger of chaos and a necessary part of the cosmic balance. In Chinese mythology, dragons are often associated with the underworld through the Dragon King, who rules over the subterranean waters and the spirits of the deceased. These dragons are seen as protectors of the underworld, maintaining order and overseeing the flow of souls as they transition from life to the afterlife. The Dragon King's domain is one of profound significance, as they govern the waters that connect the living with the dead. They ensure that the cycle of life continues smoothly, guiding souls with both authority and compassion. The dragon's presence in this dark and mysterious realm highlights its role in managing the delicate balance between life and death, offering a bridge between the mortal world and the beyond. In Norse mythology, the dragon Nhggr gnaws at the roots of Yggdrasil, the world tree, in the underworld. Nhggr's role is deeply symbolic, as it represents the destructive forces that threaten the stability of the world and the cycle of life. This dragon, entwined with the roots of the great tree, is a constant reminder of the inevitable decay and destruction that are part of the natural order. Yet, even as it consumes, Nhggr also signifies the renewal and rebirth that follow destruction. The dragon's gnawing serves as a crucial aspect of the cosmic cycle, emphasizing that life and death are intertwined, each giving rise to the other in an endless loop of transformation. In Tibetan and Buddhist traditions, dragons are often linked to the realm of the dead and the cycles of rebirth. The dragon, known as the Naga, is believed to dwell in the depths of the earth and the waters, guarding sacred sites and overseeing the spiritual journey of souls. These dragons are seen as both protectors and guides, their presence ensuring that the souls find their way through the underworld and towards rebirth. The Naga's role in the afterlife is one of guardianship and guidance, highlighting the dragon's integral role in maintaining the balance between life, death, and rebirth. Their presence offers comfort as they watch over the transitions between worlds, ensuring that the cycle of existence continues uninterrupted. These myths, rich with imagery and profound meaning, show that dragons are not merely creatures of legend, but vital symbols of the eternal cycle of life and death. They represent the forces that shape and guide the transitions between worlds, their roles essential to the balance and continuity of existence. Through their guardianship of the underworld and their connection to the afterlife, dragons embody the eternal dance between life's end and the promise of renewal, their stories a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. In the vast expanse of mythological landscapes, one figure stands out as a symbol of cosmic scale and profound significance: the world serpent. This ancient dragon, depicted in various cultures as a colossal serpent encircling the world, embodies the timeless cycles of existence and the interconnectedness of all things. In Norse mythology, the world serpent Jormungandr is a creature of immense power and mystery. Known also as the Midgard serpent, Jormungandr is said to encircle the earth, biting its own tail in a perpetual loop. This serpentine form is not just a physical presence, but a symbol of the world's boundaries and the unity of all that exists within them. Jormungandr's role in the myths goes beyond mere physicality. It represents the cyclical nature of time and the inevitable end of one era leading to the beginning of another. The tension between Jormungandr and Thor, the thunder god, is a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between chaos and order. Their final battle during Ragnarok, the end of the world, illustrates the profound connection between destruction and renewal, a theme deeply embedded in the concept of the world serpent. In ancient Greek mythology, the idea of the world serpent is echoed in the figure of Python, the serpent who once guarded the ancient sanctuary of Delphi. Python's connection to the earth and its deep, serpentine presence symbolizes the ancient roots of knowledge and prophecy. The slaying of Python by Apollo marks the triumph of light and reason over darkness and chaos. However, Python's role as a guardian of sacred knowledge and its association with the earth underscore the serpent's profound link to the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. The serpent's defeat and the subsequent establishment of the Oracle of Delphi highlight the transition from primordial chaos to a more ordered, enlightened world. In Hindu mythology, the world serpent takes the form of Vasuki, a massive naga who coils around Mount Mandara during the churning of the ocean of milk. This cosmic event, known as the Samudra Manthan, was crucial for the creation of the elixir of immortality. Vasuki's role in this myth is central to the process of creation and renewal. His vast, serpentine body serves as both a tool and a symbol in the cosmic effort to extract divine nectar from the ocean. The image of Vasuki entwined around the mountain conveys the serpent's role in bridging the heavens and the earth, illustrating its place in the grand design of the universe. In Chinese mythology, the concept of the world serpent is embodied in the legendary dragon Shenlong. Shenlong is often depicted as a colossal, cosmic dragon that governs the weather and the cycles of nature. This dragon's presence in the celestial realm signifies its control over the natural order and its role in ensuring harmony between the heavens and the earth. Shenlong's connection to the cycles of seasons and weather reflects the serpent's cosmic role in maintaining the balance of life and ensuring the continuity of natural processes. His immense, serpentine form represents the interconnectedness of all things and the ongoing cycle of life, growth, and renewal. Across these diverse cultures, the world serpent stands as a profound symbol of the eternal cycles that govern existence. Whether encircling the earth, coiling around a cosmic mountain, or governing the natural order, this ancient dragon represents the interconnectedness of all life and the perpetual flow of time. The depiction of the oldest dragon as a world serpent resonates deeply with our understanding of the universe's fundamental rhythms, highlighting the delicate balance between creation and destruction, order and chaos. Each culture's interpretation of the world serpent provides a unique lens through which we can view the timeless dance of existence and the enduring legacy of this majestic, cosmic guardian. Imagine the awe-inspiring image of a dragon, its scales shimmering like the night sky, winding its way through different lands and eras. The dragon, a creature of boundless mystery and power, has traveled far beyond its mythical origins, weaving its way into the hearts and imaginations of countless cultures. As ancient peoples began to cross borders, trade routes buzzed with the exchange of not just goods but stories. Dragons, once rooted in the myths of one land, spread like wildfire, evolving and adapting as they went. From the sands of Mesopotamia to the mountains of China, the dragon's presence grew, its essence reshaping itself with each new encounter. In the ancient Near East, dragons were not just monsters but symbols of chaos and power. The myth of Tiamat, the primordial chaos dragon of Babylon, found its way through the trade networks to Egypt. There, the dragon's image blended with local beliefs, becoming Apep, the serpent of darkness. As traders moved across the land, they carried not just spices and metals but stories of these formidable creatures. Apep's eternal struggle with Ra, the sun god, symbolized the never-ending battle between light and darkness, a theme that resonated across cultures. Meanwhile, in the vast reaches of Asia, the dragon took on a new guise. As traders traveled the Silk Road, they brought with them tales of Yinglong, the dragon of rain and rivers. This dragon, vital for the fertility of the land and the prosperity of its people, took root in Chinese mythology and became a symbol of divine authority and natural order. The image of Yinglong slithered into the legends of neighboring regions, mingling with other dragon myths and growing in complexity. The spread of dragon myths wasn't just a matter of exchange but transformation. When the Greeks encountered the mythologies of the East through their conquests and trade, they encountered new forms of the dragon. The Greek myth of Python, the serpent defeated by Apollo, began to intertwine with Asian dragon lore, leading to hybrid tales where dragons were both wise guardians and fearsome beasts. The dragon's migration across continents was also fueled by the movement of peoples. As armies marched and empires expanded, so did the stories of dragons. The fierce, world-encircling Jormungandr of Norse legend mingled with the Eastern dragons in the stories of conquered lands. The spread of Buddhism and its tales of Naga, serpent deities, across Asia introduced new layers to the dragon's identity, adding dimensions of spiritual guardianship and cosmic balance. With each new culture, the dragon myths evolved, reflecting local beliefs and fears. In medieval Europe, where dragons were often depicted as fierce, fire-breathing creatures, they became symbols of the ultimate evil, to be vanquished by heroic knights. This view contrasted sharply with the dragons of Asia, where they were often seen as wise and benevolent, embodying natural forces and divine protection. The cross-pollination of dragon myths continued into modern times as the world became more interconnected. The tales of dragons that once roamed the ancient world now blend into a rich tapestry of global folklore. The dragons of Mesopotamia, Egypt, China, and Greece, though distinct, share common threads of power, mystery, and the eternal struggle between order and chaos. They remind us of a time when myths traveled far and wide, shaping and being shaped by the people who encountered them. As we trace the path of these mythical creatures across continents and cultures, we see how the dragon story is a reflection of humanity's own journey. Each version of the dragon, from the chaos-bringer Tiamat to the wise Yinglong, tells a tale of transformation and adaptation, mirroring the way myths grow and change as they are passed from one culture to another. The dragon, in all its forms, remains a testament to the power of stories to bridge divides and connect us across time and space. In the shadowy corners of medieval Europe, dragons took on new, terrifying forms. Once revered as symbols of chaos and power, these mythical beasts transformed into the stuff of nightmares, reflected in the literature and art of the time. Their evolution from majestic, revered creatures into monstrous embodiments of evil is a story of dramatic change. Imagine the dim light of a medieval scriptorium where monks meticulously copied manuscripts. Among these ancient texts, dragons began to appear not as symbols of natural forces or divine protection, but as symbols of evil and treachery. In the darkened chambers of medieval Europe, dragons were no longer seen as creatures to be respected but as beasts to be vanquished. The stories of the dragon's transformation started to take shape in the heroic legends of the time. Dragons in these tales were often depicted as greedy, fire-breathing monsters that hoarded treasure and terrorized villages. In the epic poems and chronicles, dragons were no longer mighty forces of nature, they were malevolent entities to be conquered by brave knights. The legendary St. George and the Dragon is a prime example. St. George's victory over the dragon became a powerful symbol of Christian triumph over paganism and evil. This image of the dragon as a fearsome adversary began to solidify in the collective imagination. In medieval art, the dragon's transformation was even more pronounced. Artists depicted dragons with exaggerated features, large, scaly bodies, fearsome claws, and gaping jaws full of sharp teeth. These dragons were often shown writhing in agony beneath the feet of victorious saints or knights. Their image became one of horror and menace, reflecting the anxieties and fears of the times. The dragon's role as a symbol of chaos and sin was cemented, contrasting sharply with its more nuanced and complex roles in earlier mythologies. In the writings of medieval scholars and theologians, dragons were increasingly associated with the devil and sin. These texts depicted dragons as embodiments of demonic forces, a representation that made the dragon a figure of moral and spiritual danger. This transformation was not just about physical appearance, but also about the dragon's symbolic meaning. Once a symbol of natural power, the dragon became a symbol of the very evils that heroes, saints, and Christians sought to combat. As the Middle Ages progressed, this transformation in the dragon's portrayal reflected broader changes in European society. The dragon's image as an evil force was tied to the growing influence of the church and the shifting views on morality and spirituality. The dragon's monstrous form became a tool for teaching moral lessons, warning of the dangers of sin and the importance of divine intervention. The fearsome, fire-breathing dragon was now an integral part of the spiritual and moral landscape, embodying the darkness that needed to be vanquished by the forces of good. The art of the period mirrored this transformation. Dragons appeared more frequently in the margins of manuscripts and on the walls of cathedrals, often depicted in the throes of defeat or destruction. The dragon's new form was not just about physicality but also about conveying a deeper message, the ultimate triumph of good over evil. These depictions became a visual shorthand for the eternal struggle between the divine and the demonic. This change in the dragon's image was a powerful narrative shift. Once seen as awe-inspiring and grand, the dragon became a symbol of fear and moral corruption. It reflected the fears and values of medieval European society, a reminder of the dangers lurking in the dark corners of both the world and the human soul. The transformation of the dragon from a revered creature to a monstrous foe in medieval Europe is a testament to how myths evolve and adapt, mirroring the shifting tides of culture and belief. In the serene landscapes of East Asia, dragons have long been cherished as symbols of wisdom, power, and benevolence. Unlike the fearsome creatures of medieval Europe, East Asian dragons are embodiments of strength and good fortune, deeply woven into the cultural and spiritual fabric of China, Japan, and Korea. Their presence is not just a relic of ancient tales, but a vibrant part of daily life and tradition. In China, the dragon is revered as a divine being, a symbol of imperial authority and cosmic balance. Picture the majestic dragon, its sinuous body undulating through the clouds, its scales shimmering with hues of gold and emerald. In ancient Chinese lore, dragons are considered protectors of the realm and bringers of rain, essential for the crops and life. The mythical dragon Yinglong, who controls rain and floods, exemplifies this reverence. The dragon's image is a prominent feature in Chinese festivals, especially the Dragon Boat Festival, where dragon-shaped boats race through the water to honor the ancient traditions and seek blessings for the year ahead. The dragon is also central to the Chinese New Year celebrations, where dragon dances bring good luck and drive away evil spirits. The dragon's influence is evident in the majestic imperial dragons that adorn the robes of emperors, symbolizing their divine right to rule and their connection to the heavens. In Japan, dragons hold a similarly exalted place, though they are often seen as water deities associated with rivers, seas, and rain. The Japanese dragon, or Ryu, is depicted with 3 claws and is revered for its wisdom and longevity. The dragon is often linked to Shinto shrines and is considered a guardian spirit. Legends tell of the dragon Ryujin, who controls the tides and resides in a palace beneath the sea. In Japanese culture, dragons are seen as benevolent beings that bring rain and are protectors of the land. Festivals like the Aoi Matsuri celebrate the dragon's role in maintaining harmony between the natural world and the divine. Korea's dragon myths are similarly imbued with respect and admiration. In Korean folklore, dragons are seen as protectors and bringers of prosperity. The Korean dragon, or Yeom, is often depicted with 5 claws and is associated with mountains, rivers, and the land's fertility. The dragon is also a symbol of the Korean monarchy, representing the king's divine right and the nation's unity. Festivals and cultural practices often include dragon dances and ceremonial rituals to honor these ancient guardians and seek their blessings for peace and abundance. Across East Asia, the oldest dragon myths have left an indelible mark on cultural practices. Dragons are not merely mythical creatures, but are integral to the spiritual and cultural identity of these regions. Their influence extends into art, literature, and even architecture, where dragon motifs adorn temples, palaces, and public spaces. The dragon's enduring presence in East Asian culture speaks to its role as a bridge between the human and the divine, a symbol of harmony and balance in a world where ancient beliefs continue to shape modern lives. As you move through these cultures, the dragon's legacy is a testament to its profound impact on human imagination and spirituality. It is a symbol that continues to inspire awe and reverence, a reminder of the timeless connection between humanity and the mythic forces that shape our world. Dragons have roared back into our world with a new, dazzling vitality. Today, they glide through the pages of novels, soar across the big screen, and even shape our video games, captivating imaginations and touching hearts. The oldest dragon myths, with their ancient roots and timeless allure, have found a vibrant resurgence in modern storytelling. Picture the screen flickering with the fiery breath of Smaug, the dragon from J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit, whose menacing presence reminds us of a bygone era of fantasy and adventure. Smaug, with his enormous wings and glittering scales, is more than just a villain. He is a symbol of greed and power, a creature whose history intertwines with the very essence of the story's world. In Tolkien's depiction, we see a dragon that is both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a blend of the ancient myth and contemporary imagination. In the realm of film, dragons have soared from the depths of ancient myths into the dazzling lights of modern cinema. The How to Train Your Dragon series reimagines these majestic creatures as loyal companions and heroic allies. Here, dragons are not only fearsome beasts, but also symbols of friendship and understanding. The bond between the young Viking Hiccup and his dragon Toothless is a heartwarming tale of trust and bravery, reflecting how dragons, even in the modern age, continue to embody themes of transformation and growth. In literature, dragons continue to capture our collective imagination. The epic saga of Game of Thrones, with its dragons flying across the fantasy landscape, showcases these creatures in all their mythical glory. Daenerys Targaryen's dragons, Drogon, Rhaegal, and Viserion, are not merely symbols of her power but also represent the deep, ancient magic that binds her to the mystical past. Their presence in the story evokes a sense of wonder and nostalgia, reminding us of the dragon's enduring significance in human culture. Video games also give dragons new life, allowing us to engage with these creatures in interactive ways. Games like The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, and Dragon Age invite players into worlds where dragons are both adversaries and allies. In these virtual realms, dragons are not just mythical entities, but active participants in the unfolding drama of the game. The thrill of battling a dragon or forging a bond with one in these games reflects the deep-rooted fascination with these creatures and their ability to inspire and challenge us. Dragons in modern storytelling are more than just ancient relics brought to life. They embody our deepest fears and greatest hopes, reminding us of the power of mythology to transcend time and space. They are symbols of strength, mystery, and transformation, bridging the gap between the past and the present. Through literature, film, and games, dragons continue to inspire, challenge, and enchant us, their legends as alive and relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. Imagine a world where dragons slither through the mists of time, their scales shimmering with the light of countless stories told across cultures. From the ancient myths of the East to the legends of the West, dragons have left their indelible mark on human imagination. As we trace the winding paths of dragon myths across different civilizations, we uncover a tapestry woven with threads of fear, wonder, and reverence. In ancient Mesopotamia, the primordial chaos dragon Tiamat emerges from the abyss, a fearsome force of destruction whose battle with the god Marduk shapes the very fabric of the cosmos. Tiamat, with her serpentine form and untamed power, embodies the raw, chaotic elements of the universe, a symbol of the tumultuous forces that precede creation. Her story is a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between chaos and order, a theme that resonates deeply across cultures. Traveling east to the ancient world of China, we encounter Yinglong, a dragon whose presence is tied to the very elements of nature. Yinglong, often depicted with wings and a body that coils like a serpent, is a guardian of rain and rivers, essential for the fertility of the land. His role in Chinese mythology highlights the dragon's connection to the natural world, a benevolent force that ensures the well-being of the people and the prosperity of the land. The reverence for Yinglong is a testament to the dragon's role as a protector and nurturer, reflecting the harmony between humans and nature. In the heart of ancient Egypt, Apep, the serpent of chaos, battles with the sun god Ra in an eternal struggle that shapes the cycles of day and night. Apep's nightly confrontation with Ra represents a cosmic struggle between darkness and light, a vivid portrayal of the dragon as a symbol of chaos and destruction that must be overcome for the world to be reborn each day. This myth underscores the dragon's role as an antagonist in the cosmic order, a force that challenges and defines the boundaries of existence. Further east, the Indian myth of Vitra presents a dragon-like demon who obstructs the flow of rivers and hoards the waters, causing suffering and drought. Vritra's defeat by the god Indra is more than just a victory, it is a moment of profound relief and renewal for the land. This story reflects the dragon's role as an obstacle to life-giving resources, emphasizing the dragon's power to influence the balance of nature and the divine struggle to restore it. As we examine these myths, common themes begin to emerge. Dragons are often portrayed as powerful, primal forces that embody chaos, destruction, or natural elements. They challenge gods and heroes, their battles and defeats symbolizing the struggle between order and disorder, light and darkness, or life and death. Yet, within these shared themes, unique elements reveal the distinct cultural perspectives of each civilization. In Mesopotamian mythology, the dragon's role is intimately tied to the creation of the world, reflecting a view of dragons as fundamental forces in the cosmic drama. In contrast, Chinese dragons are more often depicted as benevolent protectors, symbolizing the nurturing aspects of nature and the well-being of society. Egyptian dragons, such as Apep, are central to the cosmic balance, representing the eternal struggle between order and chaos. Indian dragons like Vitra are obstacles to prosperity, their defeat heralding renewal and abundance. These myths, though different in their specifics, converge on the idea of dragons as powerful symbols of forces that shape the world. They are creatures that test, challenge, and ultimately transform the realms they inhabit. Each culture's unique portrayal of dragons reflects its values, fears, and hopes, offering a rich, emotional tapestry that connects humanity through its shared reverence for these mythical beings. In every dragon myth, there is a deep, almost universal understanding of the dragon's role as a catalyst for change, a force that both disrupts and renews. As we compare these ancient stories, we see how the dragon, in its many forms, continues to stir our imaginations and touch our hearts, a timeless symbol of the powerful forces that shape our world and our stories. Picture walking through a grand cathedral, where majestic dragons coil and twist along the intricate carvings of ancient pillars. Their scales shimmer in the flickering candlelight, their eyes filled with an age-old wisdom. This breathtaking spectacle is not merely art but a testament to the dragon's profound impact on human creativity. In the ancient world, dragons have left their mark on art, their mythical forms immortalized in the very stones and paints of bygone eras. From the temples of Mesopotamia to the shrines of Japan, dragons have been more than mere subjects. They have been symbols of power, protection, and the eternal dance between chaos and order. In ancient Mesopotamian art, dragons like Tiamat appear in the epic reliefs and carvings, their fearsome forms evoking both reverence and terror. These early depictions capture the dragon as a primordial force, embodying the raw, unbridled energies that shaped the cosmos. The detailed engravings on ancient Babylonian walls show Tiamat in her fierce, serpentine glory, a reminder of the chaos from which creation emerged. Each curve of her form, each fierce snarl, speaks of a world struggling to find its balance, with the dragon at the heart of this cosmic turmoil. Traveling further east, the art of ancient China reveals dragons in more serene yet equally powerful roles. Here, dragons are woven into the very fabric of royal symbols and sacred art. The Chinese dragon, often depicted with a flowing, sinuous body, adorns everything from imperial robes to temple ceilings. In these artworks, the dragon is not a fearsome beast but a guardian and a bringer of good fortune. The elegance of its form, with intricate details capturing its majestic scales and curling tail, reflects its revered status in Chinese culture. Dragons are often shown in harmonious interplay with clouds and water, symbolizing their control over the natural elements and their role in ensuring prosperity and balance. Medieval European art presents dragons in a starkly different light. Here, dragons are often portrayed as monstrous foes, symbolizing evil or chaos that must be vanquished. The detailed tapestries and illuminated manuscripts from this period show heroic figures battling dragons, their fierce encounters depicted with dramatic flair. These images capture the tension between good and evil, with the dragon often serving as a formidable obstacle to be overcome. The intricacy of these artworks, with their vivid colors and dynamic compositions, brings to life the epic struggles and moral lessons of the time. Dragons also made their way into architectural designs, where their influence is seen in the grandeur of ancient structures. In medieval European cathedrals, dragons appear in the form of gargoyles, their twisted, fearsome faces designed to ward off evil spirits. These architectural elements, while functional as rain spouts, also serve as protective symbols, guarding the sacred spaces from unseen forces. The dragon's form, both fearsome and fantastical, reflects the intricate relationship between art, belief, and the practical needs of the time. In ancient Chinese architecture, dragons often adorn the roofs of temples and imperial palaces. Here, they are not just decorative elements but are imbued with deep symbolic meaning. The dragon motifs on the roofs of these grand structures signify the divine protection bestowed upon the rulers and the sacred spaces. The detailed craftsmanship of these dragon depictions, with their curling bodies and fierce expressions, adds a layer of majesty and reverence to the buildings they adorn. The influence of the oldest dragon on architectural designs extends beyond mere aesthetics. In many cultures, dragons were believed to have a tangible effect on the spaces they occupied. The intricate designs featuring dragons were thought to imbue the structures with protective qualities or to enhance their spiritual significance. The dragon, with its ancient and powerful symbolism, was believed to shape the very essence of these buildings, aligning them with cosmic forces and ensuring their sacredness. Through these artistic and architectural expressions, the dragon transcends its role as a mere mythological creature, becoming a symbol of the human struggle with the divine, the natural world, and the forces of chaos. The dragon's presence in art and architecture reflects a deep-seated reverence for its power and a profound recognition of its role in shaping the world and the cosmos. Each depiction, whether in ancient reliefs, royal robes, or grand cathedrals, carries with it a piece of the dragon's timeless legacy, resonating with the echoes of ancient myths and the enduring power of human imagination. Imagine a cityscape lit up by the flickering glow of lanterns, a sea of people flowing through streets adorned with dazzling dragon floats. The air hums with excitement, punctuated by the rhythmic beat of drums and the vibrant swirl of dragon costumes. This is more than just a celebration, it's a deep-rooted connection to ancient traditions that honor a symbol of power and unity, the dragon. In countless cultures around the world, the dragon has transcended its mythical origins to become a powerful emblem of national identity. From the winding streets of China to the spirited festivals of Wales, the dragon's image serves as a proud banner under which communities gather and celebrate their heritage. In China, the dragon reigns supreme as a national symbol. Its majestic form represents strength, wisdom, and good fortune. The dragon's image is everywhere, from the vibrant scales of parade dragons to the intricate designs on traditional silk robes. During Chinese New Year, the streets come alive with dragon dances, where teams of performers mimic the dragon's sinuous movements, bringing it to life. This dance is not just a spectacle, it's a living tribute to the dragon's role as a harbinger of luck and prosperity. Families hang red lanterns with dragon motifs and prepare feasts to honor the dragon's enduring presence, reinforcing its significance in daily life and national pride. In Wales, the dragon is a symbol of fierce independence and heritage. The red dragon, or Wydreig Gach, proudly adorns the Welsh flag, a powerful reminder of the nation's resilient spirit. The dragon's image has been a part of Welsh identity for centuries, signifying the strength and courage of the people. During festivals and national holidays, the dragon takes center stage in parades and ceremonies, its presence a source of pride and unity. The dragon's roaring image on the flag embodies the Welsh people's determination to preserve their culture and history through trials and triumphs. The dragon also commands a revered place in Japanese folklore. Here, dragons are associated with water and rain, vital forces in the country's agricultural traditions. In festivals like the Aoi Matsuri, dragons are celebrated through elaborate floats and ceremonies that honor their role in nurturing the land. The dragon's image is woven into the fabric of Japanese culture, symbolizing both the nurturing and protective aspects of nature. The dragons in Japanese lore are often depicted as benevolent beings, guardians of sacred spaces, and symbols of purity and wisdom. Across the seas in European traditions, dragons hold a different yet equally potent significance. In medieval Europe, dragons were often seen as symbols of chaos and evil to be vanquished. However, as time passed, the dragon's image transformed into a symbol of national pride and heritage. For instance, in Scotland, dragons are entwined with the tales of ancient kings and legends, embodying the rugged strength and fierce independence of the Scottish people. The dragon's presence in Scottish folklore and heraldry speaks to a long tradition of valor and resilience. The dragon's role in festivals and ceremonies across various cultures is a testament to its enduring influence. Festivals featuring dragon parades, like the famous Dragon Boat Festival, not only celebrate the mythical creature but also bring communities together in a shared expression of cultural pride. These events are filled with joy, color, and communal spirit, reflecting the deep connection people have with the dragon as a symbol of their collective identity. In addition to festivals, the dragon appears in numerous ceremonies that mark important life events. In China, dragon motifs are often included in wedding decorations and other significant celebrations, symbolizing a wish for happiness and success. Similarly, in Japan, dragon imagery is used in ceremonies to invoke blessings and protection, reinforcing its role as a guardian and benefactor. The dragon's influence extends into folklore, where it often appears as a central figure in stories that shape cultural values and traditions. In these tales, the dragon is not merely a creature of myth, but a symbol of virtues such as bravery, wisdom, and perseverance. These stories are passed down through generations, weaving the dragon into the very fabric of cultural identity. Through its powerful presence in festivals, ceremonies, and folklore, the dragon has become more than just a mythical beast. It stands as a vibrant symbol of national pride and cultural continuity. Each depiction, whether in a grand parade, a ceremonial artifact, or a cherished tale, reaffirms the dragon's role as a unifying force and a beacon of cultural heritage. The dragon's legacy is a living testament to the ways in which ancient symbols can inspire and unite people across time and space. In the shadowy realms of ancient tales and the pages of modern novels, the oldest dragon continues to breathe life into stories with an awe-inspiring presence. From the echoes of old epics to the latest fantasy novels, the dragon's image evolves yet remains deeply rooted in the myths that have captivated hearts for centuries. One of the earliest and most enduring portrayals of the dragon appears in classical literature. The dragon is often depicted as a formidable guardian of treasure or sacred knowledge, embodying both the fearsome and the revered. In these ancient texts, the dragon is not merely a creature of myth, but a symbol of the immense challenges faced by heroes. The dragon's scales, imbued with magical properties, its fiery breath, and its near-invincible strength make it the ultimate test of valor for any protagonist. The Greek myth of Ladon, the dragon who guarded the golden apples in the Garden of the Hesperides, offers a poignant glimpse into this ancient portrayal. Ladon is depicted not just as a beast to be slain but as a guardian of a precious prize, representing the extraordinary obstacles that heroes must overcome to achieve their goals. The dragon's defeat by Heracles is not just a victory over a monstrous foe but a triumphant moment that reveals the hero's true courage and resolve. The tale resonates with the timeless theme of overcoming insurmountable challenges in the pursuit of great rewards. In medieval literature, dragons take on a slightly different hue, often reflecting the fears and values of the era. The dragon in Beowulf, for example, is an embodiment of the chaotic forces that threaten the stability of the hero's world. This dragon, old and wrathful, hoards its treasure in a dark, hidden lair, symbolizing the darkness and decay that can lurk behind even the most glorious victories. The battle between Beowulf and the dragon is not merely a physical confrontation but a poignant struggle against the inevitable decay of life and the encroaching shadows of old age. As literature progressed into the modern era, the portrayal of dragons shifted yet retained its profound impact. In J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit, Smaug the dragon represents the greed and tyranny that can corrupt even the noblest of beings. Smaug's hoard, hidden beneath the lonely mountain, is not just a pile of gold but a symbol of the destructive power of avarice. Tolkien's depiction of Smaug is both fearsome and tragically flawed, making the dragon a compelling antagonist whose greed leads to its own downfall. This portrayal emphasizes the timeless moral lesson that unchecked desire can lead to one's ruin. In C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia, dragons take on a more complex role. In The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, the dragon represents both the dangers of unchecked ambition and the possibility of redemption. Eustace Scrubb's transformation into a dragon serves as a metaphor for personal growth and the struggle to overcome inner darkness. The dragon in this story is not a mere beast but a reflection of Eustace's own moral and spiritual journey. The transformation back into a boy symbolizes the hope of renewal and the power of change. Modern fantasy literature continues to explore and expand the dragon's role in imaginative ways. In the works of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire, dragons are majestic creatures with a central role in the epic's power dynamics. Daenerys Targaryen's dragons are not just mythical beasts, but symbols of her rightful claim to the throne and her journey from exile to power. These dragons are both revered and feared, embodying the complex interplay of power, destiny, and the human condition. In these modern tales, the dragon often serves as a mirror to the character's inner struggles and triumphs. The dragon's presence in contemporary literature reflects both the enduring fascination with these mythical beings and the evolving ways in which they are woven into narratives. From their ancient roots as guardians of treasure to their modern roles as symbols of power and transformation, dragons continue to captivate the imagination and resonate deeply with readers. Through these stories, the oldest dragon remains a potent symbol of the eternal struggle between light and darkness, the triumphs and trials of heroes, and the ever-present possibility of transformation and redemption. The dragon's legacy in literature is a testament to its enduring power to evoke wonder, inspire courage, and reflect the deepest aspects of the human experience. In the quiet corners of rural villages and the whispering winds of ancient landscapes, dragons continue to stir the imaginations of those who believe in their power. These mythical creatures have a way of slipping into the fabric of everyday life, their presence felt in the stories and superstitions that have been passed down through generations. Their stories are more than just legends, they are a bridge to a world where the extraordinary mingles with the ordinary. In the remote highlands of China, the dragon is seen not just as a mythical beast, but as a benevolent guardian of the natural world. Villagers believe that the dragon controls the rain and the rivers, its presence ensuring the fertility of the land. During the Dragon Boat Festival, which marks the dragon's role in safeguarding the people's livelihood, people race boats decorated with dragon heads to honor these ancient guardians. It's more than a festival, it's a living connection to a dragon's ancient promise of prosperity and protection. In the heart of Europe, dragon myths weave through the fabric of local folklore like an intricate tapestry. In the remote mountain villages of the Alps, old stories tell of dragons guarding hidden treasures or ancient knowledge. These dragons are often seen as a challenge for brave souls, a test of courage and worthiness. Local legends speak of heroes who have ventured into dark, hidden caves, confronting these beasts to win great rewards or to restore balance to their communities. The dragon, in these tales, is both a keeper of secrets and a catalyst for heroism. In the British Isles, dragons are deeply rooted in folklore, often linked to local geography and history. The Welsh dragon, for example, is not just a symbol on a flag but a living entity in the country's lore. The tale of the red dragon battling the white dragon, as told in the ancient story of the Mabinogion, reflects deeper themes of conflict and unity. This dragon is seen as a protector of the land, its fiery spirit embodying the resilience and strength of the Welsh people. In Japan, the dragon's role is intertwined with seasonal rituals and spiritual beliefs. Japanese dragons are revered as water deities, with their presence believed to influence the tides, rainfall, and overall well-being of the community. Temples and shrines dedicated to these dragons are places of deep reverence, where people pray for rain, good fortune, and protection. The dragon in Japanese folklore is often depicted as wise and kind, a symbol of longevity and wisdom. In the Pacific Islands, dragons are not as commonly featured, but the influence of dragon-like creatures and myths still holds a special place. In Polynesian cultures, giant sea serpents and sea dragons are often revered and feared. These creatures are believed to inhabit the vast oceans, influencing the fate of voyagers and the abundance of fish. Their presence in folklore serves as a reminder of the immense power and mystery of the ocean. The oldest dragon's influence can also be seen in superstitions that continue to shape people's lives. In parts of Asia, it's believed that encountering a dragon in a dream or vision is a sign of impending fortune or danger. People pay careful attention to these signs, interpreting them through the lens of ancient wisdom. The dragon, in this context, is a bridge between the material world and the spiritual, offering guidance and warnings to those who heed its presence. In some cultures, the dragon is thought to bring misfortune if it is angered or disrespected. Superstitions warn against actions that might provoke these powerful beings, such as disturbing sacred sites or breaking long-standing traditions. The dragon's influence is seen as both a blessing and a curse, reminding people of the delicate balance between respect and fear. In the remote corners of Africa, dragon-like creatures in folklore often represent forces of nature or ancestral spirits. These creatures, while not always called dragons, embody similar themes of power and mystery. They are believed to have control over natural elements like storms or droughts and are honored in rituals and ceremonies meant to appease them. Through these various beliefs and stories, the dragon emerges as a potent symbol of the natural world's power and mystery. Its presence in folklore and superstition reflects the deep-seated human need to connect with the forces beyond our control, to find meaning in the unpredictable and often harsh elements of life. The dragon is a reminder of the awe and reverence we feel for the unknown and the mystical, a living symbol of the ancient and enduring connection between humanity and the forces of nature. At the edge of every dream and tucked within the heart of countless stories lies a creature that seems to reach out from the depths of the human psyche. Dragons, with their fierce eyes and mighty roars, are more than mythical beings. They are powerful symbols etched into the very fabric of our consciousness. They embody the struggles, fears, and aspirations that define the human experience, casting long shadows over our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Dragons, as archetypes, represent something primal within us, a reflection of our deepest fears and highest ambitions. They stir the imagination and evoke a blend of terror and awe, illustrating the complex relationship we have with the unknown. When we face these formidable creatures in our myths and stories, we are confronting our own inner demons and challenges, wrestling with forces that seem beyond our control. The dragon, in its many forms, becomes a mirror reflecting our struggles with the uncertainties that loom large in our lives. Consider how the dragon's fiery breath and towering presence symbolize the overwhelming challenges that we face. This ancient creature, often depicted as a force of destruction, embodies the chaos that accompanies significant life changes and existential threats. The dragon's power can be seen as a metaphor for the turbulent emotions and upheavals we experience when confronting life's most daunting trials. It is the embodiment of obstacles that appear insurmountable, echoing our own fears of failure and the unknown. Yet, the dragon is not solely a symbol of fear. Its immense strength and majestic appearance also represent the potential for greatness and transformation. To confront a dragon is to face one's deepest fears head-on, to engage in a battle that can lead to personal growth and enlightenment. The dragon's defeat in myth often marks the hero's journey towards self-discovery and empowerment, illustrating the idea that overcoming our greatest fears can lead to the greatest rewards. In many cultures, the oldest dragon is more than just a beast, it is a symbol of wisdom and ancient knowledge. Its role as a guardian of sacred truths or hidden treasures reflects our own search for meaning and understanding. The dragon, in this context, is both a keeper of secrets and a challenge to those who seek enlightenment. This dual role speaks to the human desire to uncover the mysteries of existence and to the struggles involved in achieving true wisdom. The oldest dragon, with its age-old presence, also signifies the timeless nature of human struggle with the unknown. This creature, ancient and enduring, reminds us that the quest for knowledge and meaning is an eternal journey. Our forebears faced dragons as they sought to explain the unexplainable and to find their place in a world full of mysteries. The dragon's continued presence in our myths highlights the ongoing nature of this quest, reflecting our persistent drive to understand the deeper truths of our existence. In literature and art, the dragon often serves as a powerful symbol of the human condition. Its depiction varies widely, but the common thread is its role as a formidable opponent that challenges heroes to rise above their fears. These stories resonate deeply because they mirror our own struggles and victories, offering a symbolic framework through which we can explore our personal battles and triumphs. The dragon's presence in these narratives allows us to confront our fears vicariously, experiencing the thrill of victory and the lessons of defeat in a safe and controlled manner. Moreover, the dragon's symbolism extends to the collective unconscious, influencing how we perceive and respond to challenges in our own lives. The archetypal dragon represents the shadows that dwell within us, the doubts, insecurities, and unresolved conflicts that we must face and overcome. By engaging with these symbols, we gain insights into our inner worlds and learn to navigate the complexities of our own emotional landscapes. The dragon's role as a symbol of struggle with the unknown also touches on the universal human experience of grappling with uncertainty and fear. Just as ancient cultures crafted stories to explain the forces of nature, modern individuals continue to seek meaning in the face of life's unpredictability. The dragon, as an enduring symbol, provides a means for us to articulate and explore these feelings, helping us to make sense of the chaos and to find courage in the face of the unknown. In essence, the dragon is not merely a figure from ancient myths, but a profound symbol of the human experience. It represents our ongoing struggle with fear and the unknown, embodying both the challenges we face and the potential for transformation. Through its many forms and interpretations, the dragon continues to captivate our imaginations and to inspire us to confront the deepest parts of ourselves. As we grapple with our own inner dragons, we find strength and insight, ultimately gaining a deeper understanding of who we are and what it means to be human. In the shadowy folds of ancient legends, there lies a dragon whose presence is as profound as it is formidable. This oldest dragon, woven into the very fabric of myth and story, is more than just a creature of fear and awe. It stands as a powerful symbol of nature's raw and untamed force, embodying the elements and the environment in ways that stir the deepest parts of our souls. Picture the dragon coiled around mountains, its scales shimmering like the patterns of light across a raging river. Its roar is the thunder that rumbles through the heavens, and its breath is the storm that lashes against the land. This dragon is not merely a beast of legend, it is a representation of nature's immense and unpredictable power. It links the mythical with the natural, showing us how ancient cultures viewed the forces of the world around them. The dragon's connection to the environment is not just a matter of physical presence, but of deep, symbolic meaning. In many myths, this dragon is seen as a guardian of natural elements, be it water, earth, fire, or air. It controls the rain that nurtures the crops, the fire that reshapes the land, and the wind that whispers through the trees. Through these associations, the dragon becomes a living embodiment of nature's intricate balance and its uncontrollable might. Consider how the dragon's association with water illustrates its connection to the earth's most vital resource. In some legends, the dragon is said to dwell in or command rivers, lakes, and seas. Its scales reflect the glistening surface of water, and its movements cause waves to crash and currents to shift. Here, the dragon symbolizes the power of water, a force that can both nourish and devastate. The dragon's control over this element serves as a reminder of the delicate balance required to sustain life and the unpredictable nature of water itself. Similarly, the dragon's fiery breath can be seen as a symbol of volcanic eruptions or wildfires, forces of nature that, while destructive, also play a crucial role in the life cycle of the earth. Fire clears old vegetation to make way for new growth, just as the dragon's flame reshapes and renews the land. This fiery aspect of the dragon reflects nature's duality, its ability to both create and destroy, to give life and to take it away. The dragon's role in storms and weather further emphasizes its connection to the natural world. The dragon's wings beating like the wind, its roar mimicking the thunder, and its breath resembling lightning all tie it to the dramatic and often unpredictable patterns of weather. This aspect of the dragon underscores nature's power to surprise and overwhelm, reminding us of our vulnerability in the face of its might. In folklore, the dragon's interaction with the environment also speaks to its role as a mediator between humans and nature. It often appears as a guardian of sacred places or hidden treasures, such as the life-giving springs or the fertile lands. The dragon's presence in these stories can be seen as a warning or a lesson about respecting the natural world and understanding its rhythms. By protecting these vital resources, the dragon becomes a symbol of the need for harmony between humanity and nature. This dragon's presence in myths also reflects the ancient understanding of environmental forces as both awe-inspiring and fearsome. Cultures that revered the dragons saw it as a powerful force that could bring both abundance and calamity, a reminder of nature's unpredictability. This reverence illustrates an early acknowledgement of the complex relationship between humans and their environment, a relationship marked by both admiration and caution. The dragon's role in these myths also highlights the human tendency to personify natural forces, giving them shape and form to better understand and relate to them. By embodying nature's power in the form of a dragon, ancient cultures could grapple with the enormity of the world's forces and find meaning in their own experiences of these forces. Through its various manifestations, whether as a stormbringer, a firespitter, or a water guardian, the oldest dragon remains a potent symbol of nature's power and unpredictability. It stands as a testament to the ways in which ancient peoples perceived and revered the environment, recognizing both its bounty and its ferocity. The dragon's legacy is a reminder of our enduring connection to the natural world, a symbol of the awe and respect we owe to the forces that shape our lives and our planet. In the quiet moments of meditation and the vibrant colors of modern spiritual rituals, the oldest dragon stirs once again, its ancient breath mingling with the whispers of contemporary mysticism. This dragon, a timeless symbol from ages past, finds a new voice in today's spiritual practices, bridging the ancient and the modern in a dance as old as the cosmos itself. Imagine a dragon's shadow stretching across a candlelit room, where soft chants blend with the flicker of flames. Here, the oldest dragon isn't just a relic of forgotten myths, but a living force, symbolizing strength, wisdom, and transformation. In modern spirituality, this dragon embodies the quest for personal and spiritual growth, guiding seekers through their journeys of self-discovery and enlightenment. In contemporary spiritual practices, the dragon has become a symbol of profound inner power. Practitioners often invoke the dragon's essence to harness courage and resilience in facing life's challenges. This dragon, with its fiery breath and soaring wings, represents the indomitable spirit within each person, urging them to confront their fears and rise above adversity. The ancient stories of the dragon's strength and bravery inspire individuals to tap into their own inner reserves of power, reminding them that they, too, possess the ability to overcome obstacles. The oldest dragon's presence in modern spiritual rituals is not just about harnessing strength, but also about seeking transformation. In esoteric practices, the dragon is often associated with the process of personal alchemy, transforming one's inner self from base elements into something more refined and enlightened. This transformation mirrors the dragon's own mythological journey, where it often undergoes a series of trials and evolutions. In modern spirituality, invoking the dragon's energy can symbolize the shedding of old patterns and the embracing of new, more enlightened ways of being. The dragon also plays a significant role in contemporary mysticism as a symbol of the connection between the physical and spiritual realms. Its ancient image, majestic and otherworldly, serves as a bridge between the material world and the unseen forces that influence our lives. In rituals and meditations, the dragon's powerful presence helps practitioners navigate the spaces between the known and the unknown, offering guidance as they explore deeper layers of their consciousness. Moreover, the dragon's symbolism in modern spiritual practices often reflects a deep respect for nature and the universe. The dragon, with its control over natural elements like fire, water, and wind, embodies the harmony between humanity and the natural world. In spiritual circles, this connection is emphasized through rituals that honor the cycles of nature and the elements, reminding practitioners of their place within the larger cosmic order. By integrating the dragon's symbolism into their practices, modern spiritual seekers acknowledge the interconnectedness of all life and the importance of living in balance with the natural world. The oldest dragon also finds a place in modern esoteric traditions as a guardian of sacred knowledge and wisdom. Its ancient, serpentine form is seen as a keeper of hidden truths and spiritual insights. In some practices, the dragon is invoked to reveal deeper understanding and to help seekers uncover profound truths about themselves and the universe. This aspect of the dragon underscores its role as a bridge between the material world and the realms of higher consciousness, guiding individuals in their pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. In the rich tapestry of modern spirituality, the oldest dragon continues to inspire and captivate. Its presence in contemporary practices is a testament to its enduring significance as a symbol of power, transformation, and wisdom. The dragon's ability to adapt and find new meaning in the ever-evolving landscape of spirituality speaks to its timeless relevance and the deep, universal truths it represents. As spiritual seekers invoke the dragon's energy and embrace its symbolism, they connect with an ancient legacy that resonates with the deepest parts of their being, finding guidance and inspiration in the age-old dance of the dragon. The roar of a dragon, echoing through the theater or flickering across a screen, holds a primal power that captures hearts and ignites imaginations. In the modern age, the oldest dragon, a mythical creature of ancient legends, has leaped from the shadows of folklore into the dazzling lights of films, video games, and comics. This dragon, once a symbol of ancient wisdom and formidable power, now dances in the limelight of contemporary media, stirring emotions and sparking awe. Picture the scene: a majestic dragon, its scales shimmering with a spectrum of colors, soars through the skies of a high fantasy epic. In films, this creature isn't merely a beast of legend, but a complex character, embodying the hopes and fears of both heroes and villains. From its fiery breath to its wise, enigmatic eyes, the dragon captures the essence of age-old myths while fitting seamlessly into modern narratives. These cinematic portrayals reimagine the oldest dragon, blending ancient mystique with cutting-edge technology to create a creature that feels both timeless and vividly alive. In video games, the oldest dragon often emerges as both a challenge and a symbol of ultimate achievement. Gamers find themselves standing on the precipice of awe and fear, their characters facing these majestic beings in epic battles or forging alliances. The dragon's role is central, representing the ultimate test of skill and courage. Each roar, each flap of its mighty wings, is crafted to pull players into a world where they can confront their deepest fears and embrace their greatest strengths. This interactive experience allows players to engage with the dragon on a personal level, transforming the age-old legend into an empowering quest. Comics, too, breathe new life into the oldest dragon, reinterpreting its legacy through vibrant illustrations and compelling storytelling. Here, the dragon might take on various forms, from a guardian of ancient secrets to a misunderstood anti-hero with its own struggles and triumphs. Through the dynamic art and narrative of comics, the dragon's story evolves, reflecting contemporary themes while honoring its mythological roots. This reimagining keeps the dragon relevant, allowing its timeless essence to resonate with new generations of readers. Modern media has not just reinterpreted the oldest dragon but also popularized it in ways that span cultures and generations. The dragon's appearance in films, games, and comics speaks to a collective fascination with the power and mystery of this ancient symbol. It's no longer confined to the pages of old texts, but has become a vibrant part of popular culture, inspiring countless adaptations and retellings. In these modern adaptations, the oldest dragon is more than a mere relic of the past. It's a symbol of the eternal struggle between good and evil, a representation of the challenges we face and the strength we summon to overcome them. Whether depicted as a fearsome adversary or a wise guide, the dragon remains a powerful figure, resonating deeply with audiences across the globe. Its roar, both ancient and new, continues to echo in the hearts of those who encounter it on screen, in games, or on the pages of a comic book. As this ancient creature takes its place in the heart of modern media, it not only entertains but also connects us to a shared heritage. Through the lens of contemporary storytelling, the oldest dragon's legacy is renewed, its timeless allure captivating new audiences and inspiring fresh interpretations. The dragon's story, once whispered in the wind of ancient times, now roars with a new, thrilling energy, bridging the gap between the myths of old and the realities of today. In every corner of the world, from ancient temples to modern pop culture, the oldest dragon weaves a tapestry of wonder and mystery that binds diverse cultures together. This mythical beast, born from the heart of primordial legends, has crossed borders and eras, leaving an indelible mark on global mythology and cultural exchanges. Imagine the awe of a child staring up at a towering dragon statue in a bustling Asian marketplace. Its scales, intricately carved, shimmer under the sunlight, casting a spell of ancient magic. This dragon, a symbol of power and wisdom, tells stories of its own, a bridge between the old and new, linking past beliefs with present-day reverence. Across oceans and continents, similar dragons breathe life into local myths, shaping legends and fostering connections among people. In the far reaches of the West, the dragon's roar resonates through medieval manuscripts and Gothic cathedrals, where it guards treasures or battles noble heroes. Here, it symbolizes challenges and triumphs, reflecting humanity's struggle against the unknown. The dragon's menacing yet majestic presence in these tales serves as a testament to its powerful influence on Western storytelling. Its impact is felt not only in the legends of knights and quests, but also in the way these stories have traveled across seas to influence other cultures. On the other side of the globe, in the heart of East Asian traditions, the oldest dragon is celebrated as a divine protector and a bringer of good fortune. Chinese New Year parades come alive with dragon dances that weave through streets, their colors vibrant and movements synchronized, bringing communities together in a joyful celebration of heritage. The dragon here is more than a creature of myth. It is a living symbol of prosperity, peace, and unity, deeply ingrained in the cultural fabric of societies. As explorers and traders traveled along ancient routes, they carried with them tales of dragons, which blended with local folklore, creating a rich tapestry of shared myths and new interpretations. Through these exchanges, the dragon has morphed and adapted, taking on different forms and meanings depending on where its story lands. In this way, the oldest dragon transcends cultural boundaries, evolving yet retaining its essence across varied landscapes. In literature and film, the dragon's influence is undeniable. Modern storytellers, inspired by ancient myths, continue to reimagine the oldest dragon in new and exciting ways. Whether as a symbol of environmental balance or as a mighty force in epic fantasy, the dragon story endures. It reflects our ongoing fascination with its power and mystery, bridging gaps between ancient lore and contemporary narratives. Each retelling breathes fresh life into the dragon's myth, ensuring its place in the global cultural consciousness. The oldest dragon's legacy is not just about its own transformation, but also about how it shapes global narratives. Its story is a mirror reflecting human struggles, triumphs, and the search for meaning. It serves as a powerful symbol of our collective imagination, transcending time and space, connecting people through shared stories of wonder and fear. As the oldest dragon continues to inspire and captivate, it unites diverse cultures, weaving a common thread through the rich tapestry of human storytelling. Its roar, echoing through the ages, reminds us of the power of myths to transcend borders and the enduring allure of a creature that has fascinated and inspired generations across the globe. The oldest dragon, a mythical being that has slithered through the ages, holds a timeless place in our collective consciousness. Its story, rich with ancient power and endless mystery, is more than a series of legends. It is a symbol of humanity's deepest fears, hopes, and dreams. From the roaring fire of dragon lairs to the serene presence of dragon deities, this ancient creature has captured our imaginations and hearts in profound ways. Its image has transcended borders, evolving through countless tales and traditions, yet its core essence remains unchanged, a powerful embodiment of nature's might and the eternal struggle between order and chaos. In every myth, whether it's the fierce dragon guarding a treasure or the benevolent dragon bringing rain to parched lands, there is a reflection of human nature. These stories speak to our innermost fears and our highest aspirations. They remind us of the fragile balance between destruction and creation, between fear and awe. The dragon's significance extends beyond mere stories. It has become a cultural icon, influencing art, literature, and spirituality across the globe. From the majestic dragon statues in Asia to the fearsome dragons in Western fantasy, its presence is a testament to its profound impact. Each portrayal carries a piece of its legacy, contributing to a rich mosaic of global mythology that continues to inspire and captivate. In modern times, the dragon's legacy endures, evolving yet remaining deeply rooted in its ancient origins. Films, video games, and books continue to bring this mythical creature to life, showing its adaptability and timeless appeal. Each new representation adds a layer to the dragon's myth, showing how its essence resonates with contemporary audiences. As we reflect on the oldest dragon's journey through history and culture, we see a powerful symbol that has always been more than just a mythical beast. It represents our quest for understanding and our fascination with the unknown. It embodies the struggle to harness nature's power and the wonder of facing something greater than ourselves. The dragon's legacy, rich with symbolism and story, stands as a monument to the enduring nature of myth and imagination. It reminds us that while our world may change, the stories that speak to our deepest truths remain constant, whispering through the ages. The oldest dragon is not just a creature of myth, it is a bridge between the past and the present, a symbol of our shared human experience and the power of imagination.